For what? Hey, what's up?
Hey, brother, what's happening?
Oh, living a dream. What are you up?
Yep. Yep.
What are you up to?
Oh, not shit. Chilling,
Yep.
decompressing from a fucked up day.
You too? Holy shit! If I didn't have like 4 beers in me, I'd be in the gym right now crushing shit. Motherfucker! I've never spent more time in my life fighting over such small amounts of money. It got to the point that I was like, you know what? Just do what you're gonna do. I've spent more time than this money's worth. Like, I don't even care. I'm going to the bar. I don't know if you ever had. It was the principle of the matter. I don't know if you've ever had situations like that, but
Well, yeah, I mean, most of the shit I get pissed off about is the principle.
yeah. I mean, I don't even really care about the money. I mean, yeah, the money's the money, but it's right. If you're not going to do right on a small amount, what's going to happen whenever we talk large amounts? You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, man. And I don't know if you have to deal with people from California, but they're different. They're like I said, the sun has baked their brains out there, where they're oh my god, I don't know how to deal with them. I really don't.
That's just a whole different culture out there, man.
Holy shit. I told the guy, I was like, if you feel right about this and you can sleep at night, then go right ahead. Like, oh my god. So guns, what's going on? Anything good in guns? Oh, my fucking phone's ringing. I'll be right back. Find a good topic.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Excellent. How we doing?
Oh, yeah. Same old.
Had a shitty day, I hear.
Well, we had new countertops put in, right? Well,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be put in. They fucking measured wrong. So, like, my wife took a day off work. My wife took a day off work and to have them put in, and yeah, they were wrong.
That's sucks. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
not.
I understand that kind of crap. My day was alright, but just a little bit of drama in there. I'm not going into it. I gotta move in the next like 2 weeks. I fucking hate moving. Hate it.
Whenever there's enough drama that you have to move, something's wrong.
Yeah, well, no, I don't have to move because of the drama, but it's because I'm leaving and whenever you leave a place, well, like they're trying to sell this place now. It was in probate for a while, and that's fine, but it was just like all of a sudden it was okay. So when can you get out? Like what? Whoa. About like a month? Is that okay? But I understand. It's just whatever. I don't even want to go into it. Other than that, things were fine.
It is what it is sometimes, yeah.
Yep. I don't know if you kind of gathered, I'm kind of putting together the makings of a pistol with the SIG brace. So, or
That's the one thing I'm waiting. Fucking, I went back the other day to get my SIG brace from my gun shop. It had been at my local gun shop for 2 months, and I was still kind of debating whether or not I was going to do a pistol. And then finally, I got it in my head, and I was like, all right, that's it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go buy it. Fucking went in, they had just sold it like 3 hours.
Well, I was seeing them all over eBay like from a week ago back for $108. Either one, the black or the FD, the flat dark earth. And then when I decided, all right, I'm going to do it, I go on eBay, and most were 150, but there's still 2 listings on there. You can get them for 119 delivered. But
I didn't know there was a different color one.
Oh yeah, they make flat dark earth now, and pink. Yeah, they got a flat dark earth, which is cool. That's gonna set it off, But I'm gonna get a Cax buffer tube anyway, and you go on the Cax website, and they got this package deal. It's $195. Comes with the brace, the tube, the spacer system, the end plate, the buffer spring, everything. It's like getting the brace for $110. So anyway, I didn't do that yet. But I got the lower and the parts kit, and that's the first step,
Yeah, see, I've got my lower assembled. I don't have the pistol buffer tube on it yet.
Yep.
So, but I've got it all installed. But
without like any kind of an optic, I'm thinking under 700.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah. I figure I'm thinking it possibly under $700 for everything other than an optic. I don't know. We'll see.
So I casted some bullets tonight, and now I got my 6-cavity mold working. It's so worth it the time. Like, I probably casted around 200 bullets in like 40 minutes.
All right, no more reloading talk. I'm getting reloaded out my ass.
I was just gonna say.
It's alright when Chris and stuff's here, but I got no interest in reloading.
This isn't reloading, this is casting completely different.
Oh, sorry. This is the lead poisoning chat. Okay.
Exactly. No, seriously, I have 2 molds, a 6-cavity and a 2-cavity. And before I was having trouble with the bullet diameter on the 6-cavity, but I finally got it worked out where I can get the right size with my coating and everything. Anyways, it's freaking awesome using 6 cavity mold because you can get a pile of bullets in like no time.
Imagine. Can you show one real quick, like how smooth and good it comes out? Do you have one right there?
Yeah, I got a whole box of them. Oh, half a box. I got half of them in the oven right now coating.
Because I think I always get amazed at how good they look when I think of what you tell me. And then how do you bake that stuff on?
These are uncoated.
Don't egg him on there, Tactical.
I know. Well, I figure I'm gonna get him out of his system now, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, Jesus. We need to get you a new topic to talk about there.
Yeah, dude. How about this? How about some talk of you actually shooting all these bullets?
I'm going to a match this Saturday.
There you go.
How about that? I shot. What's today? I shot last week, like Thursday, last Friday. I was going to shoot on Sunday, but I came home and fell asleep.
Yeah, it happens. I gotta
That pissed me off.
Out there
I came
tomorrow.
home, it's like 3 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh, it's so nice outside today. I'm gonna bush hog, and I'm gonna shoot. I got a postal match to shoot, a 22 postal match. Anyways, I was like, I'm gonna shoot that match, maybe practice some, and I freaking like I'm just gonna lay down for just a second. The next thing I know, it's like 9 o'clock, 8:30.
Yeah, I did that last week too.
That's the night that I stayed up to 4 o'clock in the morning too, and had school the next day.
Oh yeah, it screws you up for the whole next 4 hours.
Which it didn't affect me that day. I actually got to school in time because I had already took a huge nap before, but it affected me. By today, it caught up with me. I didn't. I overslept from my lab this morning.
Dude, wait till you get in your 40s, and that's like the only thing. You're like, I don't feel any different or anything, but crap, like black.
You're like out there.
You're like, why am I tired here? I was like, oh yeah, I only got 2 hours sleep. Well, that usually doesn't mean anything. Yeah, but then you start to live for that nap. Well, I love me a good nap.
I know, I love taking a nap, but like if it's like a 2-hour nap, it's fine. But if I sleep longer than that, I get really mad.
Yeah, you start getting it's not good. Oh yeah. So, whatever else is going on, what do we got? What's happening in here? Moon, what do you got going on?
SGI, some guy saying he says I should take up sheetrock installation. I'm guessing that's because our basement doesn't have any sheetrock in it.
Oh yeah, right. Well, yeah.
Oh,
that's what's a basement, man. What the hell?
Yeah, it's a man cave, right?
It sucks, when I had
you gotta have somewhere to hang your deer heads. It's easier if you don't find the studs in the wall. You know where they're at.
Yeah, I had framed it in my house, and you had to use those, explosive, the nail guns.
Oh, I love those things.
Yeah, it's great. Using the blank 22s.
Oh, one I have air powered.
Oh, this one's you put the 22 cartridge in.
Yeah.
You put it on top, and you just hit it with a hammer, and it blows the nail right through the concrete.
Yeah, I know. Those for the concrete, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good blanks too. I actually made a video about that one time.
Mm.
You can get as long as you get the 1 or 2 power blanks.
Yep.
They're fine to shoot through your regular guns if you want to do like blank practice or maybe quick draw. I thought about doing that with my dad because we have the 2 identical revolvers. One's just got a little bit longer barrel length. I was like, we should do a draw facing each other with blanks.
Yeah,
just double
recommend that, but
well, just triple check before you when you load them, and stand. All you're gonna do is get hit with unburned powder at the most. You stand like 10 feet away.
Just the thought of it's making me feel query.
People do it. Well,
I'm not fucking point a gun at someone.
Yeah, especially with anything powered in there.
Same thing.
I was always freaked out when I didn't know how they did the cowboy action shooting. I was like, how the hell are they shooting in an arena like that? And then I found out, obviously, it was just gunpowder that pops the balloon. But that's pretty crazy.
Part, even with a blank, dude, if some piece of debris or something got in that barrel,
done.
A blank, it's strong enough.
Yeah, you definitely.
If you don't want.
Yeah. I know, but you just clean the bore before and everything, and nothing's gonna happen.
Dude, that's the fucking famous last words. Oh, nothing's gonna happen.
All right.
I don't know. I think with the right precautions, it's fine. I was about to say I saw him do it.
Extremely irresponsible to even bring that up as an option.
Yeah. Do it into a mirror.
People.
Not enough.
What do you think they use in the Civil War reenactments? Then same freaking thing.
No.
They shoot up in the air over people's heads, kind of. You're kind of short.
Yeah.
So just because those morons are doing it, it's okay for you
Yeah,
to do it?
right.
No, I'm saying the probability of what you're saying is so low it's not even worth mentioning hardly.
Yeah, but you only have one life, so...
Moon, what is that gun? Is
You,
that
what,
a,
you don't believe in
is that an
reincarnation, dude?
HK or a CZ?
No.
I'm just joking.
So what?
What's that flat dark earth gun you got there?
The CZ.
CZ.
P09.
Is it flat dark earth or it just looks like that? It's actually stainless.
No, that's flat darker.
Nice.
It's like the Magpul version of
Yeah,
FTP.
it's pretty.
Yeah, like
I like me some flat dark earth.
Oh, my bullets are almost done.
Oh, jeez, those
Is
crackers.
that code for you, like, so full?
Yeah, it turns me on, Edge. Turns me right on.
Works for me too.
So I think I'm going to post a video about this company called Hand Tech Made. It's a knife I picked up at Blade Show.
Yeah.
And I was looking it over just, and one of the little screws was all bent up, right? So I called them and I was like, man, I hate to be this way, but one of the screws is kind of, looks like maybe when they were putting it in, the bit kind of wobbled and it just kind of messed up the star pattern, you know those little star screws.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh man, no problem. He was like, give me your address, I'll send you some new screws to replace it. Like, no questions asked, didn't ask to see, like proof of purchase or receipt. Like, I told him what model it was, and he freaking sent me out 4 brand new screws, a couple stickers.
Swag, yeah.
Like, right on, like, fucking on the money, dude. Like, no
Nice.
questions asked, like, great customer service.
Not to try to
video for him.
not to try to boost Stone Guy's ego, but I was got an email reply from Tyler over at Blackwing Tactical. I told him I saw your interview you did of him, your interview video that you did with him, and he was like, yeah, son, I enjoyed meeting Stone Guy and had an opportunity to meet several of the other well-known guys here in the area, as well as FPS Russia and Iraq veteran 888.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, what, dude? Okay, you're talking about Stone Guy. You're talking about
Some
FPS.
top billing there.
you guys upper echelon.
Top billing on that one.
Wait, I'm going to Iraq to shoot too in October, so that'll be the bucket. Like, I will have arrived once I do that.
Yep.
All right, the toilets are back there. We and all the porta potties clean real good. All right, guys.
Oh, there goes the timer.
I don't come throw rocks at you when you're cutting the grass.
Oh, man. Stone Guy, you say you're going to see Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can name drop me if you want him to buy you a beer.
That's cool. When are you going?
It's in October.
Oh, is he doing a shoot or something?
Yeah.
Dang it. That's awesome.
Well, he's just right down the road from you.
Yeah, it's
You know, it's at the Legends of YouTube shoot, right?
yeah, man, that's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be some big names there. I'm really humbled that I got an invite, so it's pretty awesome.
Big name faces.
I'm a legend.
Did they do one last year? I remember they did one in
Yeah,
2012.
Remember, take a bid. You don't want to get messy.
yeah, like Haas will be there, and
Wasn't Destiny there? And
yeah, maybe.
Oh, my Hickok.
Whoa.
Huh?
I fucking love
We
it.
got time.
Hickok goes to that.
He goes to the machine gun shoot.
The Knob Creek, yeah.
He goes to that one.
That's Big
I'm
Sandy.
not Creek up.
The other one. What's that other one? Not Big
Knob-
Sandy, but the other
Knob
one.
Creek. Knob Creek, Kentucky. What about, let's see, who was there last year? 22 Blinks might be there.
Mm-hmm.
How about you meet him? He seems like a pretty good
Shit,
guy.
Eric all sponsors ATI. I mean, all the ammo's catered, everything. I'm sure it's fucking awesome.
Dude, how many subs does the Rack Veteran have now? Because I know like they've grown
He's like,
exponentially.
I think he's like around almost 200,000.
I mean, it feels like it was just like a few months ago whenever I remember watching their video about a 100,000 sub giveaway.
Dude, I remember watching his videos like about 2010, and seeing he was I don't remember, I never really checked the sub count, but he was a popular person, but he wasn't like the cat's meow like it is today, where he's like one of those guys that most people will know about, right off the hand, the top 5
Yeah.
guys. And you know, some videos are cool. He get into politics quite a bit, and I was like, I like. Well, I remember like watching his gunsmithing videos with that guy Ray, that gunsmith guy, and they were doing all the conversions, you know, or whatever they call them on the AKs, the Segas shotguns that they were converting, doing this conversion to make it more tactical, and you have to follow those compliances or whatever. I mean, those are pretty interesting videos.
Hey, you know, he's a bullet caster too. Eric is. He's been doing it for a long time. That's how a lot of his videos got popular, actually. A lot of his earlier popular videos were casting videos.
You know, it's crazy if you watch FPS Russia's new videos. Of course, he's shooting at his range now, but
Yeah, I saw that.
it says at the end, edited by Iraq veteran 888.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I don't think Eric. I mean, I don't think he's not by any means he's dumb or anything, but I don't see him as a video editor kind of guy. And I would think somebody in this camp is doing the editing.
The team, yeah, somebody from the team.
Yeah.
Why is the FPS shooting there? What is he can't shoot in Livonia anymore on his parents' land?
Mama threw him off the land.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, that's I don't. They never officially said, but if you had to think about after all the shit that happened on the family farm, and you would just think that, you know, I thought he was in the Pennsylvania area, but he's in Georgia.
No.
He has a real heavy Southern draw. If you listen to that video he did,
I know someone who shot with him one time.
his draw is pretty. Southern draw is kind of heavy, almost where
I couldn't find that video.
Borderline Clay Aikman.
I couldn't find that video where you're talking about where he talks in his regular voice.
Well, go to his channel.
Is it on his regular main channel, or is it on his...
Yeah, you just see his last one does like frequently asked questions or something like that.
Look, ever since you know, he had that like memorial video for his buddy that got murdered, and he didn't talk in his regular voice, I was a little bit kind of like, all right, you know, your partner got murdered and you're still
Time to break character. There.
Yeah, that kind of came and went, and I just kind of was like, that was kind of shitty or disingenuous, really.
Did they ever? I mean, I don't know the background. I have the general idea what happened. Did they ever catch the guy who clipped that dude?
I haven't heard anything about that yet. Since any of that happening.
It's funny how like some
you should probably look into it. You know, I'd like to hear about it.
It's a federal case, so local law enforcement.
It's been a while, you know. It's been over a year.
Most of the local law enforcement's not privy to anything going on in that case.
You could probably find stuff out about it. It's probably not being publicized because it's not exciting.
Mm.
You know, cavity searches.
Doesn't say how many subs Iraq Vet has, by the way. I'm on his thing here. What the hell?
Go to about.
You go to about.
About?
What? I'm gonna look up this FPS Rush video because I was looking for it last night and I didn't see it. Maybe he took it down.
Man, this piece of shit computer. I fucking
I mean, he was pretty adamant about why he's doing it and to explain to everybody, and it was no secret. He was actually surprised that that many people who didn't understand it. It's a character.
I know, for real. Okay, the last video I see is a 12-gun shotgun suppressor.
Hey,
500,000
that video
subs.
is old as shit. The video where he comes out of the closet or whatever.
Oh, is it?
A month old.
Iraq veteran has 900,000.
No, 505,000, 500,000. Jesus Christ, man, that's a little bit. He's almost up with the makeup, girls.
That's what I was gonna say. Because I mean, there's this one guy like he's hilarious in Spanish dude. And he's kind of like the Andrew Dice Clay is Spanish. He wears a wrestling mask. He's hilarious. And that dude already started a new channel because I don't know what happened with his old one. He's already at 660,000 subs.
Who is this?
Guy named what the hell's his name? Scorpion Dorado, Golden Scorpion. And that dude already, like, he had a 1 million already sub channel, and I don't know what happened because he said all this. He said, "I'm gonna start this other channel," and then shit within like 5-6 months, he already had 660,000 subs. I imagine a lot of them were his original subs if he went to follow his next channel. But I was like, wow, man, because it's just. I mean, you could either do it about the guns, or you could do something about silly shit that's popular and hip, and there you go.
I cannot find the video of him talking in his regular voice.
It's like frequently asked. I forget what the name of the title of the video was. Wasn't that long ago?
Why do you need to
About
watch
3 weeks.
He just can't sleep without it.
Well, he wants to hear him talk like Blake, and that's what he sounds like. What?
Well, sometimes it's kind of, interesting to see what people's real voice or the face, like when someone takes off their. It's like Stone Guy. I haven't seen your face in months.
Stone Guy like in person. He's like,
I forget. I've seen Ralph. Man, Ralph's voice doesn't match his look. A little different.
I'm so used to looking at that guy in the bow tie on Ralph's picture that I actually.
Oh yeah. Freaking Harvey Keitel. Yeah.
What? Are you serious? He has videos of him shooting.
Not eating chop suey and talking at the same time and narrow down his accent.
I watch Ralph's shitty videos. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I've watched a couple of them, so.
But
like.
I do picture Ralph like fucking hardcore James Bond type. Like,
what do you picture me like?
Well,
6'4"?
He was on track the other day when he showed his ugly mug.
You probably picture me like what, 6'4", 250 pounds, pure muscle.
Okay.
I think of like HR Puff and stuff when I hear your voice. I mean, I'm sorry. No.
Hey, what's that?
Oh, that's right.
I can picture this Sparks. This
It was very popular for children.
And B talks. I think of some bar back at some gay bar. Just watching a crowd.
What?
Why is it always gonna go gay?
How
with
do you know what that sounds like, Ed? You been hanging around like gay bars lately?
It's my business.
Okay.
The blue underground.
well, just give Ballistic a break. His balls haven't dropped yet.
Oh yeah, right. I know. He's got questions, right? Yeah, he's got questions. He's still curious about the world and himself.
Daddy says his is the biggest.
Oh, boys.
When his balls drop, his voice will get deeper.
Oh, give me a break, please. Freaking 19.
You're gonna be like that
Oh,
kid in the
yeah,
Brady
you'll
Bunch when you start
definitely be
singing.
different.
Huh?
You're gonna be that kid in the Brady Bunch movie when you start singing. All of a sudden,
Yeah,
all
time for change. Your voice was cracking.
I freaking hated the Brady Bunch.
Oh, see, how can you hate the Brady?
God, it's so annoying. It's so
Awesome.
rotten. It's like I just wanted to punch every single one of them in the face every time I watched it.
I
No,
grew up
that's
watching
not the
Good
right
Times,
mindset.
and Good Times was a great show. That's why.
Exactly right.
The one show I can't stand my wife likes to watch is that What's Happening, and I'm like, fuck that shit. She watches reruns of that. I could watch like Welcome Back, Kotter and stuff,
With
but
JJ? What's happening with JJ?
Yeah, right.
No. What's happening? We're thinking Good Times. That was JJ.
Yeah, what you talking
What's
about?
happening? Had Run, and all the
Can you believe it was today's the 20th anniversary of Friends?
Rerun with Shirley, the big fat black girl with the big fro, right?
Yeah, that was the one, and that was the other show. What's it called?
Yeah, Shirley and Rerun.
It's amazing how
Oh,
old some of
Run,
these
Run.
shows are.
Thought it
Friends
was
is 20 years old today.
Not Run, it's Rerun.
Well, I never
Yeah,
watched
rerun.
it. I watched Welcome Back, Kotter, Three's Company, and fucking.
Oh yeah, Mork and Mindy
Wait,
and
you
freaking.
watched all the white people shows.
I was never a big
Alice.
Cosby
That's what
fan.
Well, I did live in the States. You mind you, I grew up. I'm fourth generation American, so I did watch Alice and all the other crappy shows we had to watch.
Oh yeah, Mara. Well,
You guys watched
Schneider.
At the time,
Different Strokes and Silver Spoons and all
yeah,
that.
all that shit.
Remington Steele.
Magnum PI.
Dude, remember T.J. Hooker and then the Fall Guy.
I was a
and
Chip
then-
fan, man.
What else did we have back then? We
Who's the
remember
Indian
Heather
guy on the
Locklear
motorcycle?
and Heather Thompson. Heather
The only thing I ever said
Thompson.
about Chips is who's that Indian guy on the motorcycle?
That was you, Punch.
Check it out. Got some bullets. Coded.
Oh.
Hello.
No.
Bullets.
Huh?
No.
You Stone guy, did you hear about that shit about CHP, Highway Patrol, California Highway Patrol, arresting firefighters in the line of service, in the line of duty or whatever?
That's bullshit.
Yeah, because they're blocking the lane to protect the lane.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Of the incident, of the accident, and they're like, no, you need to move it down. I got, dude, I'm in the middle of something. And he's like, all right, you're going downtown right now. cuffs on them. It's happened multiple
That was a
times.
while ago. That was a few months ago.
It's happened to multiple.
Cops should be fired on the fucking spot.
I mean, it doesn't even like make sense. You know, it's like really. That's just
You're obstructing
ignorant.
traffic. You're obstructing. You know how many cops I've seen that will like block a lane of traffic for whatever reason? They don't disclose it, obviously, but an active lane in the highway to pull somebody over sometimes because that's the only route that they have or whatever. And it's like, yeah, whatever, because the drivers won't go on the shoulder.
How about it when people start to pull to the left on a highway when you're trying to pull them over? It's like no, go to the right.
I've only been pulled over once.
What?
That was because I had a bad brake light.
My God, I can't
Body
even.
cavity search kid right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Cello?
Yeah, I can't even remember how many times I've been pulled over in my life.
I just know where all the cops are at, so I don't speed whenever.
I mean, it goes in spurts, but I mean, it's got to be
You know what?
40 times.
Hold my fucking
40,
beer. Let me
50
get my
times.
license, all right?
Probably, yeah, at least 40 times. Maybe less. No, it's not right.
What's funny about the small town cops? My cousin lives in a small town outside of San Antonio called Lytle, and he gets pulled over by like the chief of police. Where are you going, CJ? I'm gonna tell your mom you're speeding again. You better cut it out. Your mom's gonna take a whoop to you. I'm gonna take a whoop to you. All right, don't make me catch you again, cause I won't call your mom next time. But he catches anybody else on the local, it's your ass, dude. There's like 3-on-1, man. They're all like,
Who is this that he does that he lets by?
My cousin, and because it's a little tight knit community, and the chief of or whatever the police for Lytle, he's like that. But with people that are not from the community, he's all like straight up regular officer, riding them up and ticking their ass. But the local guys, he's there like you call your dad, he's gonna whoop your ass again.
That's funny.
Your speed.
I wasn't much of a. I mean, I do kind of have a lead foot sometimes, but like I don't fly. I really don't.
So
I have a what they call a little bit of a problem.
I never really had a. Like I was never really thrilled about driving. I was just like, it's just something to get from point A to point B. I really didn't care much about it.
I am an asshole.
Khalid, what was your first car that you got? What was your first vehicle?
Like
I
that
had
I
the
drove.
owned. What's the first one you bought?
Well, I don't technically have one. I've never paid for vehicles. I have one in my name. So.
Okay, do you have one that's designated for you?
The first thing,
Man.
well, the first thing I drove when I was in high school when I got my license was a Z71 Chevy, Z71,
What?
and then
That's
after
all wrong.
after that we got an F250 diesel. Drove that for a while.
So you
And
haven't
then-
owned a car yet, and you're 19, and you haven't owned a
No,
car?
but then whenever I went to college, my dad let me drive the Honda, which is fine with me because it saves gas, so that's what I drive now.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but even then, a Honda's a decent car. I mean, shit, you know what it was like back in the day.
Well, the Honda is a 2000. I don't have my insurance card with me. I'll tell you what year it was. I forget. It's like a 2000, I think. Yeah, I think it's 2000.
My first car when I was in 1996 or 94 when I was 18, and
Christ.
I had an 85 Nissan Stanza, and that was a piece of shit, which I ended up rolling over.
Nice.
And
I did
then
drive.
my next car was 85, sticking with 85 models, an 85 Mercury Cougar, another piece of shit
All those Cougars were pieces of shit.
with no AC and fucking Laredo. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
yeah.
No, I did
I
drive.
had the
my dad.
quintessential Volkswagen Beetle. I had a 67 or a 69. It was baby blue Volkswagen Beetle.
My dad,
1986.
My dad has an '86 Toyota pickup truck that he's had since, like, he bought it new, and he's always like taking care of it and put new engines in it and stuff, and rebuilt the engines. He can pretty much do everything to fix that truck. And I drove it some off and on in high school, but it's pretty nice now. He actually repainted it and everything, and got all the dents out of it. It's a pretty nice truck. People ask him all the time if he wants to sell it, because people turn those things into rock climbers and stuff like that all the time, and dune buggies and crap like that. So.
Shit, Laredo. One of the things is,
So I learned how to drive a stick shift on that.
if you have an old truck, like it doesn't matter, like 86, 87, whatever year truck, and it's older looking, you don't even have to put a sign on it, man. People will knock on your door, and like on any time you give them time, You give
It's
them
gonna be freaking annoying.
and they'll knock on your door. Hey, will you sell me your truck? No, like then
Yeah,
they come to
right.
like in the middle of supper. Like I don't know.
I had a '72 Monte Carlo after that. That thing was huge, V8, and it was spray
6 foot
painted.
hood.
Yeah, oh yes, it was spray painted all flat black with a paint can. Oh, that thing! It barely ran for that long, and then
No, my senior
I
year.
got a new car after that. I bought a little Chevy. Remember those little Chevy S10s and those
Chevette? Dude,
I got the
Chevette.
no, there was the trucks. I remember the Chevettes. Yeah, those little Chevettes, man. My buddy had one. I used to beat the piss out of that thing. That thing was a piece of shit, but it ran. But I got those little mini trucks, those S15s, 2-wheel drive, and those things were only like $6,700, brand new. And I
No,
got that in '89, I think.
My
no, my
cousin had
senior
a
year.
Chevette with no power steering. I've never driven a car with no power steering. That was a pain in the ass, dude.
Dude, I've
Once you
done
get
it. I've
going,
done it
you're good.
unintentionally before, and it sucks. Like when the power steering went out. But other than that, God no. But my senior year actually, I was driving the Honda. I started driving it my senior year, and my dad had traded the F250. Well, he sold it and got an F350 for 4x4, like crew cab, extended bed. We still have it. It's freaking huge. And I got
Yeah,
to
it
drive
was
it to
good.
school some, and that was always fun because no one freaking walked in the middle of the parking lot when you came driving down the road.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
we had a Cadillac too, a sedan DeVille, and that's what I was driving before I got a car.
I had an
That thing
89
huge.
Coupe.
Yeah, it was a pain in the butt to park. That's the only thing I didn't like
Oh
about it.
yeah, and the power steering was almost too much on those caddies. You just you just use one finger to steer that thing.
That 89 Coupe de Ville was 2-door, but it had a big ass back seats. They were really comfortable in the back, all leather. It was champagne, and that one had side mounted V8, and that thing tall fucking ass. It's just Cadillacs are just unfortunately they're not the greatest cars. Now they're making them a lot more.
Well, it was different back then. We had caddies because
The
they
Caddy
were
engines were
We
always
were
different from
Italians.
every other engine. They weren't unilateral like they use in most cars,
Mm.
and that's why I mean that Caddy I loved it. Even when I traded it in, I was like, "Why you trade this? This car's beautiful." And I'm like, "It's beautiful, but it just has so many problems. I can't afford to fucking keep maintaining this car."
We never had problems with our caddy, but we bought them new.
Yeah, I guess
And they had some power. I mean, for the bigger cars it was, and the weight of it, those
We
things
never.
would
We've only
it
had.
would
We've only
idle
had,
at 38 miles an hour.
we've only had one new car. It's like something we never really blew our money on was new cars.
I know a lot of people that buy Beamers, like from the late '90s or fucking.
Oh yeah, those were big growing up, getting the old
and they're like,
2002s.
"Oh, let's buy an old Beamer. I can afford it now, or whatever." They understand. To buy a BMW, the whole thing is, or a Mercedes, is you can afford the maintenance on it. Yeah, it's not like it's super expensive, but it's a lot different from buying a Ford or Chevy. And when you go in to service them, you can try, or a Land Rover, you can try to do it yourself and have fun with that. I mean, you might even get good at it, but realistically, that's the whole statement of saying I bought a Caddy, I bought a Beamer, I bought a Mercedes. In general, is that I have money and these problems don't affect me. I can have this for stock anytime.
When I was going to when I was looking for a car a few months ago, I mean, you can get a Mercedes now, like they're older, but just because they have like 200 to 250,000 miles on them, you can pick them up for $1,500. Like even all-wheel drive ones, it's insane how car pricing is. But I mean, you can get one for cheap now. It's kind of ironic. I guess that's like the Beamer of the '80s, because in the '80s, that's what we did. All my friends would buy old BMWs. You could buy them for $3,000, and they were great cars. They still look good even when they're older.
My niece has one of those Mini Coopers that her dad bought brand new. Her dad drives like a fucking NASCAR guy.
I never drove one of those.
And he ragged. Those cars drive pretty sweet. They're real low to the ground, and they manipulate well. Negotiate the corners and everything in turns. They're pretty neat. They have a nice little feel to them as far as sporty. But again, once you go out over the warranty and you're coming out of pocket, service on them some bitches. Everything, like you take it to the dealership, it's like, whoa, dude, you better like go with a couple pair of glasses on, to poke your eyes out, and all the stuff to service.
Well, that's why I buy new. That's why I went through. I had new cars for 20 years. I didn't have to worry about it.
Dude, you're in the mafia. You get all kinds of new free cars.
I just leased cars. I leased cars for 15 years. Not meaning each car for 15, but I had leased 3 or 4 different cars over a 15-year period. And you don't have to worry about service, any of that crap.
I'm a
I
Cadillac.
remember,
I gotta have a Cadillac. Come on.
I remember when my dad had to get a rental. Something was wrong with his car at the time. I was only like 5 or 6, but I remember it had a car phone in it. Like I thought that was the coolest thing ever, because that was like when they were real big. It was like the early 2000s. I was like, this is so cool. Like the car phone.
My car still has a tape deck in it. The Volvo, man, because it's a Volvo, so you can put the dead tapes in there, you know. Dude, Berkeley, the Oakland
Down
88
the
show.
road, it starts working out again. The truck I'm looking at is a Toyota Tundra, but the crew cab, 4x4.
Not those huge ones, the new ones that are
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, they're starting about
Those
40
things are
grand.
monstrous, dude.
40 G's starting, but I've seen some used like in the low 30s, you know, with good mileage on them.
Mhm.
I like. I'm not. I mean, I like Chevy too. I grew up buying Ford. My parents were all Ford, and then they went to Chevy, and I had a Dodge my last pickup. But
Dodge.
between the Chevy and that,
I never really got into the truck wars, as you know, quote unquote.
I live in Texas,
Yeah.
man, dude. I mean, dude, if you don't like, it's weird, man. You can not have a truck, but you better have a good story of the truck you own.
Yeah,
It's
right.
weird like that. Like, hey, where's
You
your
better
truck?
you better choose a side, right? Ford or Chevy.
Yeah, when I went to Pearsall,
Or
it's like
Dodge.
all you saw was trucks. That's it. In Pearsall, was like that's it. Everybody's driving trucks.
In Laredo, man, it's just like people are like, hey, where's your truck at? And it's in the shop. Is that you driving your wife's car because it's in the shop? And yeah, sure, yeah. That's
I
it.
had
Don't
motorcycles.
drive to the
ever
wrong
since-
part of town in your Ford.
Yeah, ever since I was 17, I had always had a motorcycle also. So that
I
was
don't mind having a motorcycle, but
More to sick with.
my dad doesn't want me to because it's so dangerous driving them nowadays with other
well,
drivers.
they're only dangerous as you drive them.
Well, he's not worried about me. He said he's worried about.
Oh, I
other
know. It's the thing. It is someone else.
I've grown up riding motorcycles, and that's not a problem. It's just
You got to drive offensively,
right.
You know, and it really sucks because you do learn the respect for your bike or the idea of riding by having incidents happen. Unfortunately, and thankfully, I didn't have anything really bad. I went down once, like I guess 2 crashes on one, but nothing ever bad happened. But you learn a respect.
Robbie
And then you
Knievel's
start
worst
enjoying
accident
your
he had.
riding a lot more after that because you're like, I don't need to do that.
Robbie Knievel's worst accident that he got into was in a bar fight.
Yeah, right.
So he got laid out on his reality show.
Okay, what's everybody doing, man? DB, whoa, what's up, brother?
These nuts.
Let's go. Let's wake up,
I'm
everybody.
trying to be like you guys. I need a Toyota Tundra.
No. I see DB as an Avalanche guy, you know, pimping.
Oh, I love
Escalade.
those.
No, he's
Avalanches,
a
dude.
Honda-
I love those
No,
Avalanches.
he's a
man.
Honda Ridgeline guy.
Honda Ridgeline ain't got shit on the Escalade.
I hate those freaking things. They're ugly as
Yeah.
piss.
I like the Avalanches, man. I think they're great.
That's the truck I actually did want. It's an Avalanche, but they stopped making them as of 2015.
Yep,
Down
they're
here by
pretty
you.
naughty looking.
No, the Honda Ridgelines are pretty crappy looking.
I wouldn't get a Honda Ridgeline. That's like
No.
that's a truck for a Fagala.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's up with those fucking soul cars or whatever that are fucking square idiots
Oh,
looking?
God, I hate
I just
those
want to fucking kick it in when I see one and like, what the fuck is that?
I hate square cubes.
It's like
stuff.
zero aerodynamic, whatever. It's just like, what loser is driving that? It's like, remember those Pontiac Aztecs? The Aztecs? With
like-
the
it's
back
like a
hooked
retro
up to
car,
a
yeah.
tent.
all the emo kids and all the golf emo
I
kids.
heard DB is like number one on the waiting list to get the Maybach truck that's coming out.
Oh.
I take back my last comment about the Agala word. I meant to say Finoki.
Finoki, right. Oh, I got some Finoki today. 115.
What kind? I think that ammo is awesome.
It
I've
is.
never had a problem with it.
I haven't either, man. It's great.
A lot of foreign ammo showing up. It's brass coated, or not brass, copper coated, but cores are exposed on the back. It's really good stuff.
I didn't understand a word you said. Sorry.
SGMO just had a deal. It's like $300, $360 for 1,000 rounds of Federal, 5.56.
Oh, dude, fucking Palmetto State has got the 90 rounds of 5.56 American Eagle on stripper clips for $28.
Nice. I paid, I think, like 40.
Round, man.
I think I paid like 40 something for that.
And that big box, it's $39 for the penetrator. I think not the 150 pack, the 120 pack. I don't know, because I threw a box of that in my order when I got the lower from Palmetto. They were having to deliver it to the house anyway, so it's like the shipping wasn't any more expensive to add that.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're selling a box for $6.20 if you wanted to buy a box of 20.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a great deal.
Exactly.
My plan now is to save up enough to get one lower per month until President Hillary Clinton. That's my new strategy.
Well, I just started, dude. I got the first one on the way, so.
Nothing but the best, though. Nothing but the best. I'm going to get Anderson all the way.
You're not going to get the dueling cocks?
No, I'm not doing the Dykes Tactical.
Every time I see that now, I can't not see it. It's so hard.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Well, I saw like an animated GIF on AR-15 or whatever.
The one that got me, and that's all I see is it popping and blowing up.
Cello got dick on the mind.
I got fucking, yeah.
Ugh. Yep, Spikes Wactical.
Yep.
I got my lower. I got a Spikes.
I got that fucking Palmetto coming. We'll see.
I don't care what these Tier 1 elitists have to say.
Did y'all see the article that Sandy posted mad early? I just kind of posted over here on the side.
I didn't know.
I totally forgot today was the 1-year anniversary of the D.C. Navy Yard shooting, but apparently Obama made a speech.
If Webbs is listening, we forgot the middle of the month chat. Who said that last night? The every second matters. We missed it.
What?
We missed the middle of the month. Every second matters chat.
I thought about that. Yeah, because it was 15. I wore my shirt that day.
Comes and goes. I know. I totally forgot too.
No, I wore my shirt that day though, and I was like, "Wait, 15th." I was like, "This sounds like something we do." I couldn't remember what it was.
Whatever, but yeah.
So, doesn't matter. I wear my shirt all the time anyways, and I can't carry it yet, so nothing ever interesting happens.
What's up with that?
My friend did ask me about it, and I told him about it.
What's up with that LWRC upper G-Webs is selling?
Jesus, I got all excited, and then I saw he wanted $1,200, so I don't think I'm gonna get it.
I don't have the money, but damn, that'd be an awesome fucking pistol.
Yeah, it would.
Gun channels?
It's right on the main gun channel deal. Well, like I said, I'm gonna make one, and I don't know. I don't think it's gonna take much to make it pretty stellar.
I'm selling an Xbox.
Bushmaster, you going Bushmaster upper?
I don't know what I'm doing. I definitely gonna be 1 and 9 twist.
What if you only shoot 223?
I might get the wild in chamber.
223 wild.
No, I gotta get something. I gotta catch Palmetto right. Buy one without the BCG, get it for $2.99, and then.
But you said you got the BCG already laying around, don't you?
I do. So I have the lower parts get BCG.
Yeah, BCBG.
So I'm gonna get that cat.
You get that bad joint
for $195.
I'm getting 223 wilding is what I'm getting.
You're gonna wilding, man. Yeah.
Hey, Cello. So like you said, like you're gonna get the CAC tube on there, right?
Oh yeah, man. It's got the spacer kit and.
Which one are you getting? Are you getting the one that's tapered or the one that's not tapered?
You know what? I want the one that's not tapered, but they don't have that one in that package deal. I'm sure if I called them, I could get it. I like the one that's not tapered.
Yeah.
Because you put the spacer
when you look at the picture by
it
itself,
looks weird a little bit.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like when you look at the picture of it by itself and not actually on a pistol, it looks super weird. But when you see it actually on a pistol with a SIG brace, it looks a lot.
I just don't like how small that section is. I like that. Whatever. It's just aesthetics. But if I'm gonna find out if they'll let me get the straight one for that same price. It's stupid. It's $195 and it comes with the tube, the buffer spring, the end plate, and the SIG brace.
You getting the QD end plate or just the regular end plate?
I'm gonna get the real. I can't see paying that. I already bought that fucking knockoff one on eBay for $9.
You did that $10.
Oh yeah, I mean the write-ups. I looked through all the reviews. Everybody's like, unbelievable product, and like for $9.95 instead of $30, I'll take it.
You got the die-cast version?
He said he's got 10 coats of Duracoat black on it, so that should be interesting.
What?
10.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
What
so
about you're supposed to go to 11? I think.
I know. I thought 11 was the magic.
This one goes to
It's gonna
11.
come off, but whatever. It's for $9.99, and apparently there's this big story about it being some kind of veteran thing. I don't know.
Well, as long as they use the finest in MIM and die-cast.
Whatever.
metals.
It's basically an exact Magpul knockoff. Here, I'm gonna show it to you. I'll find it, and let me show you what exactly we're working with here, boys.
No, it is a perfect Magpul ASAP knockoff.
But it doesn't mention it at all. It actually says ambidextrous ASAP style.
Yeah, it says
Here's the link.
ASAP style. That's
Yeah,
the
let me
funny
see
part.
the word style here. It's in the internal. Hold on. My friend's calling. Hold on.
No, you're lying. You got no friends.
He's in the Mafia. It's his handler.
What am I looking at? The sling mount?
That guy Jimmy, yeah, bottom's on.
Jimmy, did you get a pickup, man? Good, good.
Take care of that, huh? The 2 Utes.
Is it metal or aluminum? What is it made out of?
Dude, it's fucking stainless steel. Whatever.
Cool.
It's made in the USA with 100% raw USA materials. Wait a minute. Baked black Duracoating. It's aircraft aluminum.
Aluminium.
Wait a minute. It's same aluminum as the lower supplied to the Department of Defense service rifles.
Is it extruded or protruded?
Oh, I think it's commuted. Wait a minute. It's wear resistant. Whoa. Look, it's got a write-up, so whatever, dudes. I mean, they're $30.
It looks
So
legit.
there's my release right there. I like them. Webb thinks I'm crazy because it makes noise, but it doesn't make noise if you got a sling on it. So my friend's coming over. He doesn't understand this whole like talking, but you can't hear you guys. So he answers me when I talk to you guys, and I'm like, no.
Oh my god.
So if you hear weird stuff, okay, it's him. He lives with his mom. He's like 55 years old.
Hey, have
What?
you ever heard of extruded aluminum? Is that some shit I'm making up or no?
No, there's extruded. That's what aim point tubes are, extruded aluminum.
Oh, okay. So what's the other way of making it? One's
I don't
cast
know.
or something like that?
Billet. Never. Billet.
Well, you
Billet
can forge it too, can't you?
I don't think you can forge aluminum. Can you? Yeah, you can.
You can cast it, I know.
Cast aluminum.
Forged aluminum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cast aluminum. Like rims are cast aluminum, right? Of cars. That's why once they bend, you're fucked.
Aluminum is.
well, whatever Aimpoint does is better.
Well, there is a difference between the Pro tube and the M3 and the Comp 4 tubes. One of them is like you said, is extruded, and the other one is a different. I don't know, I think it's a process or it's a different aluminum.
What's the
talking about the
Aimpoint
cat
not so? What's the Aimpoint Semi-Pro?
The Semi? You
I
that?
got the Aimpoint Pro.
Dude, I'm going for that Halo Sun next time I need an optic. I'm gonna give it a go.
I think you say it like Halo Son.
So the only thing is they're wicked
Bowing to
proud that it's an airsoft optic that's actually can work.
Halo Son.
But it's $169 right from them, and it's got a 2 MOA, and
It's an
What's the
airsoft
battery?
optic.
The battery life is like
you get 50,000 hours, and you can get the one with
That's
the
a lot.
battery underneath and hidden. You can get the one with the battery on the left, the battery on the right, and they even make one with the
Look at this.
adjustment knobs higher or lower.
It's an
Wait, what's
airsoft
the-
optic, but it's 160.
no, it's not. It's not an airsoft.
No,
just as
they
much as
made
a bush.
it's a Chinese red dot, but there's
No,
a
but
lot.
I mean, it's not anymore-
It's a high-end airsoft advertised one. But
So
it's,
is the fucking bush.
yeah, it's
so
a
is
Bushnell,
the
exactly.
so is the Bushnell. You know,
Yeah.
they're all airsoft grade.
But if you think about it, it's the same price as a Spark, even cheaper.
What's the MOA on
And
it?
it is a 2 MOA. That's the reason why I like it. Because you're
Isn't the
not going to
Spark a
get a
2 as
knockoff
well?
in 2 MOA.
That's pretty nice. My
Isn't-
Burris is 2.5.
Isn't the Spark like a 2 as well?
No, it's not. It's a 3.
No, the Spark is a 2.
Is it? Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have got one if it didn't. I remember when I
You
got one. It was a
sure?
2. I promise you, it was a 2 MOA.
They even have one of these that's solar powered as well. Here,
That's
here's
the Halo San.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the I'll put one in a link in the internal here.
Alright. Here's what
Well,
I
you know they have the Spark 2 now, but it's like fucking $250 or something.
Yeah, but they also have the new aim point. But again, this thing looks like an aim point. That's one of their other things.
Oh, you want that look-alike?
This one, no, this one you can actually use aim point mounts for it, and that's unusual.
Or you can use the same thing with Spark and primary arms.
Yeah, but I don't consider.
Yeah, my primary
arms aim
arms, my primary arms micro dot was the same as the aim point mount. It mounted on that stuff.
Well, Primary Arms is taken on Halo Sun as kind of one of their alternate lines too.
Yeah.
But this is the one that I like. I mean, this is the one that has the battery underneath. So yeah, obviously it's a problem if it goes, but if it really is 50,000 hours, then who cares? You just change the battery once a year.
This is I ordered some steel targets on eBay, and this is confusing me. The seller's in Georgia, but they sent them to Tennessee. It left from Tennessee or something, and then came back to Atlanta.
Maybe he was on vacation.
Yeah, depending on where it's sorted or shipped, that means UPS or FedEx or whoever it's
Well, I
shipped
think
to do
he's
that.
in Loganville, which is like that's like way south, right, DB? Loganville, Georgia.
Loganville, it's like way out in the east, I think.
Okay, so maybe.
South, you think it is? I think it's way east.
I don't know where it's at. I was asking you. Let me Google it. But yeah, that's where he's located. And I think last time I bought from this seller before, and last time I didn't go to Tennessee. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird because it's like, oh, it's departed Tennessee sorting. I was like, what? It's like, why would you ship it out of state and ship it back in state to me? I'm already here.
That's the first time Jeff
Yeah,
pitched
don't
against the Red
sweat the small stuff, you know.
Yeah, I don't care.
Don't waste your time thinking about stuff like that. You're gonna hurt yourself.
against the Red Sox. That would have been, has he pitched against?
I had
the Red
to
Sox
do the
yet?
old.
Someone needs to mute.
Yeah,
Someone
what's
needs
the
to mute.
problem here?
Mute him. You don't need to know his personal business.
No, Loganville is east of Atlanta. What the heck? I'm like literally an
That's
hour.
what I said.
45
It's like far east.
It's like before even Stone Mountain. Holy crap, that's not even like an hour away from me.
No, but I'm saying he might have been on vacation, or you never know.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have like 4 AR-500 plates of steel with him on vacation.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe he's drop shipped it. People drop ship.
Oh, like
If
they're
you order from me and they call whoever they distributor or something, they drop ship to you. I don't know.
Oh no idea. Anyways, it should be here tomorrow. It got to Atlanta tonight, or no, it got to Atlanta this morning. So it might be here tomorrow. Maybe not.
I had to play that game where Tag sent me the freaking plate carrier to my P.O. box because they said they were doing that, and they didn't. They sent it UPS. So then I called yesterday, and he goes, no, it's going Smart Post. It's going to be at the post office. And then today I go to UPS, and yeah, it's on the truck. You know, we don't deliver to post office boxes. I go, yeah, I know. I go, well, can I give you the right address so you can deliver tomorrow? And they go, no, it has to be undeliverable first, and then you can call us tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Oh, so I called Tag, and then they.
I usually like
the girl
UPS.
said, you know, it says USPS. I went, no, and then she goes, oh, you're right. I'm like, look, I wouldn't have a problem, but it's like SOE gear here. I ordered this thing on Labor Day.
Holy crap.
Seriously, dude.
You still haven't gotten your SOE shit?
I didn't order any SOE joint stuff.
You're
But
whack.
that Tag stuff, it's been so long, I forgot I ordered it.
I usually like UPS 'cause that's who Amazon uses. So I order a lot of Amazon Prime stuff, and they're usually pretty good.
I got it through the mail with the Amazon.
Oh, Cello, by the way, I offered that guy. There's a guy at work. I don't know if I told you when I was talking about the
Oh
Xbox.
no, get rid of that Xbox, dude. How much?
Yeah. Anyways, he was interested in it. All right. Before, I sent him a message on Facebook, told him he could have it all for 180. See what he says.
That's right. You put the teaser out there.
Yep.
It's bugging me that I'm just gonna get that money and buy something with it.
I know, right? I'll save it for something.
You didn't tell them you had downloaded games. That's one of your selling points, right?
Totally.
'Cause
No, I did tell him, I think.
you can't play. You can't play it unless you're on your account or whatever.
They're installed on the hard drive.
Right.
They're still on there. And
Yeah.
I deleted my account. They're still on there and they still work.
Oh, do they?
I think so. I think I
Maybe it's
opened
just
one the other
the
day.
Xbox One.
Xbox
So
One
what's
is a
the
party.
advantage? Are you talking about actual games that you downloaded to your hard drive, and that's the
Yeah,
beauty of this thing?
Full game. Well, no,
that
that's
you,
not.
that you paid for?
No, they were. Most of them were free actually.
But so what you're saying is the advantage is you've actually played them and unlocked everything, so that's an advantage for someone.
No, I deleted everything.
Oh, well, I don't know. You're blabbing about this 250 gigabyte hard drive.
Well, yeah, there's well, I don't know if you know this, but Xbox 360 started doing like this one free game a month type thing.
Yeah.
And I
Holy
downloaded.
shit! You're still talking about this Xbox?
No, that's what I was
Oh,
killing
my
me. I'm
God.
trying to get
We
rid
just
of it.
brought it
He's
back
not even
up.
making
I was just talking about for this game.
Jesus Christ.
I told you, he's still fucking around. He's still trying to get up to 180 from this kid.
Fuck.
Shit, seriously. Someone tried to sell a PlayStation 4 here, and they sold it on Craigslist. They show up at this apartment complex, and there's a 20-year-old guy and his 16-year-old girlfriend, and they try to rob him, and they shoot him. The girl shoots him through her boyfriend's hand with a .25 auto.
Oh my
and
God.
kills this guy with one shot.
Oh my
and they
God.
steal his PlayStation 4. And then her boyfriend goes to the hospital with the hole in his hand and claims he was robbed somewhere. And then all of a sudden starts confessing to everything. And that his girlfriend is 16. And then it turns out she's pregnant.
Oh my God.
16-year-old pregnant girl.
Nice life
It's
for
like
them.
everything wrong that could be wrong.
Yeah, I forwarded that story to my friend who thinks, 22 Magnum is
crazier over those shoes you guys got.
25 auto, dude.
That's crazy. That ruined her life.
See, don't knock that shit.
Be careful what you're selling on Craigslist, man. I mean, it's.
Oh, no, I'm
crazy
scared.
out there.
Well,
Fuck that.
Sure.
Selling on
It's,
eBay.
you joke about it, and then anytime I list something on Craigslist, even looking for a place to live, I got this crazy guy calling me today. Hey, you're the guy looking for a place to live, and it's like I guess, yeah. I was like afraid. All this wax you got. Yeah, go on by and check it out, but don't talk to the guy that's there. I ain't working with him anymore. All right. Why are you calling me at 20 of 8 in the morning? It's crazy. And I say specifically where I want to live in the listing, or north. And like people from like a half hour south of there call me and go, so what is it you're looking for exactly? I'm like, well, like it said, a half hour north of you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they just kind of have nothing. They just want someone to talk to.
Yeah. There's people like that. It's not working retail or whatever. There's people like that who just want to talk and it gets so freaking annoying. It's like, yep, okay, well you have a great day now. Yep, yeah, just start walking away.
I got the place for you, and I'm gonna pay you $100 to remove the listing. It's gonna come certified check, and then I'm gonna have a courier come by and pick it up.
Dude, you know your light was on all this
Crazy.
time? You know your light was on all this
Yeah, it's an aim point. It's you leave it on for 3 years. That's the whole beauty of it. See, it's ready to
so
go.
You're ready to go. That's
See,
the
we're
beauty
teaching
of it.
people as we speak over here, guys.
Nice.
Yep, and leave it on for 3 years.
Para has a $100 rebate going on right now, if anyone cares.
What is it?
Who has the rebate?
Para.
How much to replace it?
Para?
Para.
Oh, the 1911 company?
Yeah, I've sold like 6 of them, and I didn't even know about this rebate, so I just emailed like 6 people and like, hey, you get $100. They're pretty stoked, so.
Remington is doing the same shit. Like, you can get the R1s now with the rebate. It comes out to like a $450 1911.
Wow.
With I think it's $79 rebate or something like that. Some crazy shit, like 80.
They're running a sale on this ATI Tactical with a threaded barrel, 5-inch, and the rail. So you can find those pretty cheap right now. I'm about to buy one.
You gonna get that VP9, Ralph?
Yeah, I found a dealer. I guess the LE version has night sights and 3 mags.
Yeah, it's like only $100 more too. Yep. So a mag is like $35, and night sights are like $90. So.
Yeah, I found. I got like a couple other projects rolling right now, and I know that VP9 is going to be around, so it's like on my list, but it's lower. I found an AR pistol kit for like $450. It's like everything but the lower.
What's the twist rate on the barrel?
Well, dude, I'm looking for an upper, like especially if it's without a bolt carrier.
What size? What size?
I like 10.5.
Yeah, those ones are tough, but Palmetto State has a 12.
I like that 12 because it's an FN barrel.
They have a 12 right now, but it's like 3 something. But these others got posted on Slick Guns. Hold on, I was just looking at them earlier.
Actually, you know what? Let me ask you guys: is the bolt for the 300 Blackout the same as the AR?
It's just the bolt is different, but the carrier is the same.
Okay. Because they were selling that one on Palmetto State complete with the bolt carrier, the charging handle, for $359. So I already have a BCG. I could sell the bolt carrier and get that stupid thing for like $200.
Are you sure? Cause
yeah, it was a crazy. Here, it might have been that yesterday only. I'll check it right now.
Radical Firearms. They're being sold through. Let me look here. They just posted a bunch of these. They're being sold through Primary Arms. And that's the whole thing. Hold on. I know you're looking for an upper. But Primary Arms has something radical. Pretty cheap right now.
All right, I'll check that. There's Palmetto's at $399 complete. This 12-inch one with the FN barrel.
There's a whole gun for $600. 10.5-inch pistol with SIG brace for $600.
What the hell?
Here it is.
This para that you're gonna show me here? Oh no, yeah, hold on.
Those radical ones, Primary. I don't know nothing about them, and I was looking at another 300 Blackout uppers. You can get them for like 300, 320.
I don't personally want a 300 Blackout. I'm just saying if it's not that big, obviously the barrel. Duh. I don't want a new caliber, so to speak. So that's why I would just keep it simple. And I could even bastardize my rifle for parts, and then just because I have 2 of them, and then I can build that back up. That's kind of my thought process.
I mean, if you found a really good deal on a Blackout, you could take the barrel off and sell it.
Yeah, I'd kind of prefer to not have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Obviously, just the less work.
Yeah, there's a 10.5-inch complete with a SIG pistol brace and everything for $600.
All right.
There's a section with just uppers in here, though. Let me find it.
Yeah, but I haven't got the brace or anything yet. I just got the lower. That's it. So I don't have to use that for anything. Jesus Christ, $600.
Okay, here's the uppers. I found the uppers. They're like $280 without the bolt carrier.
That's perfect. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
That's why I'm here.
Like
I'm here to talk about Xbox and cats and shit.
All right,
we're slinging guns.
Let's flash that deal up there. Is that on Primary Arms too?
Yeah. There it is.
Jesus, these are all pretty.
Something. Now, quick question, Ralph. Would you use a 300 Blackout or a 223 to dispose of a cat?
I like 9mm birdshot, personally.
A little too messy for me.
Shit.
I put a link in there to some uppers there, Cello.
Actually, what I use to dispatch an animal is Subsonic 22.
Yeah, I saw that.
I go over and tell...
my computer's running sluggish.
I've had to go over and tell my neighbors, look, you're going to hear a gunshot in a minute. Don't call the police.
Here's a box of 9mm. Don't call the police.
Well, my buddy had he was out of town, and someone was watching his house, and he had a rabbit that got like super sick, I guess, right? So he called me. He's like, I need you to go take care of this. So as I'm walking out of the house, my neighbors are out like at their fire, or drinking or whatever. So I just walked over there. I'm like, listen, you're gonna hear it. Don't worry. Don't call the police. I walked over and there's like some young kids there. I'm like, get a shovel, start digging. Put the rabbit out of his misery, and we buried him. Said a word for him and buried him. That's what friends do for one another, by the way.
They say like $379 and $399, but that's with the bulk carrier group and charging handle. You can get them without that, and it takes money off.
Well, I don't mind that either if it comes and I had to, because I can just sell it, because I got that one for $75 anyway.
They have a lot more options than I bought from this place.
Yeah, right? I remember looking at that actually back when you were looking, and it wasn't as much.
Got yours from me?
Yeah.
Okay. AIM Surplus has $50 Anderson lowers now, still.
That's what DB is trying to stock up on before President Hillary.
You know, I got a place here locally that's selling spike lowers for $79, and they don't care what's on there. So Punisher, or the Fighter, or whatever. And I spoke to the guy who owns the store, and he's like, "Yes, they're blowing all their stuff out. Like, if this is going to be the cheapest time to buy any of their stuff, that company, Spikes."
So do you want the like the dueling red cocks, or do you want the butt pirate one?
I kind of like the Calico Jack because it reminds me of like some cool Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
I mean, if it was up to me, I'd get LWRC lowers and spend like $1,000 for them, but I'm straight.
I'm gonna get a Noveske lower. Build a rifle.
There's a gun shop. They had like the Noveske lower. Actually, Noveske sells lower. There's some gun shop here that has an LWRC lower for like $600. Like totally just strip lower. So stupid.
Fuck that. Well, the Noveske one's $180.
Well, there's two. There's Gen 2 Noveskes, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the Noveske?
Just looked at the one.
What's the chainsaw? I think the chainsaws are Blims.
Yep.
Right.
Chainsaws
Which
are
is
black.
cool. I don't give a shit.
And then there's Gen 1 and Gen 2s, and the Gen 2s have the flared mag wells that don't fit like your drum mags and shit, if I remember right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, any of those, especially those billet ones that have the flared or bigger mag wells, you can't fit. You know.
Really?
Having a Noveske lower and like a Palmetto State upper is like wearing Nikes and an Adidas jacket.
It's crisscross, bro.
With like a Reebok hat and an Adidas jacket and wearing.
It's like wearing your pants backwards. I know you did that.
Can't do it, man. I gotta match it.
See, Palmetto State's making 308 guns now. The PA-10. Starting to have some of those up too.
I watched Hank Strange chat a little bit tonight.
I caught like 5 minutes of it.
He did the bullpup chat with a whole bunch of people, and they're talking about the Tavor. Like all the new triggers for the Tavor now are going to be coming out.
The IDF doesn't even use the Tavor anymore. It's like our M14.
No, I thought they use a Tavor, but it's like a short-barreled Tavor.
Yeah.
No, they use a totally different model.
Really?
Oh,
I thought,
but it's
I
the
thought
same
it was the same
design.
exact thing. They just gave it a different model number.
No, it's old news. It's not even. It doesn't even have that stupid trigger guard thing. I think. No, they use a different gun. That's like their old gun. It's like I said, our M14. We're all happy.
Hey, I remember the Tavor like 10 years ago. That shit was in video games. Like in certain video games, it was on. Yep. It's definitely not a new gun.
They use like the 20 something. Let me look. It's gonna piss me off till I find it.
No, I thought that their version of the Tavor that they use is like a short barrel, and it's got a round like hand stock.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't know. I want one though. Everyone keeps talking shit. I just couldn't. I can't do that. It's like I saw one $1,600, but that's still.
Why do you want? I've shot one. I mean.
Well, they're saying these new trigger packs, like you just drop them in. And,
oh, dude, those things look unbelievable, and they're only like 3.5, 4 pounds, whatever. But they're still Well, I guess it's worth it at $350, whatever. Definitely on that. I mean, that's the whole thing with those guns. You fix that trigger, and it takes that out of the equation as a reason to.
Yeah, they use these X95s.
You know.
That's what they use.
I have never shot the bullpups or anything. I think I'd like it. I'd like to try, see what the hubbub's about, and see if it makes sense for me.
They use these X95s. I'm pretty sure these are the issue weapons now.
Oh, they make it's the new.
They're bullpups, though, right?
Bullpup, yeah, it's the newer version, the updated version.
Yeah, we're getting their old shit.
Right, but it's proven. You know, I mean, it's a proven platform, which is the nice thing about it. I mean, it's been used for, 16 years, you know, so that's got combat reliability built into it.
The problem is moving with the gun. So
the back of it's so big.
I mean, it's not necessarily that, right? But your AR, if anything, is front heavy, right? Because the weight of the barrel and stuff's in the front. So whenever you're moving around and you go high port or muzzle up, okay, and you're like moving through a building, you're moving through a door or whatever, and then you have to level that rifle to shoot, the weight is in the front. So all you're really doing is letting that weight fall down, okay? But with that Tavor, all the weight's in the back. So whenever you go to level that rifle, like, you have to pick it up and get it up into your shoulder. Instead of just letting something fall, you're picking it up. And that's not to say that you can't get used to it or whatever, but if you're used to working with a carbine where the weight's in the front, it's a different whole type of feeling to deal with. And it's a whole, if I were to do that, that's like all that I would do. Because it's a lot more work and it doesn't feel natural.
Training issue.
Yeah. But I mean,
seriously, it would be definitely you could train yourself into it.
Yeah, you could, but that's what I mean.
You'd have to be dedicated to that, though. You would have to be committed to it. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking as well. It's like when I got the ambi safety on one gun, I had to get them on it all because not having an ambi safety on one of my ARs didn't make sense because I was so used to it.
Well, I mean, rolling into a room, it's not going to be as quick to level onto a target as an AR because of the weight differential. So it plays against you in some cases.
And it's overall a fucking heavy-ass gun. I don't know. I mean,
it's not that bad because the weight's against its centralized weight, so it doesn't feel...
Yeah.
The closer to your body the weight is...
I'm talking about like overall, it's fucking heavy. But it is distributed very well.
It feels lighter, though, because the more that you centralize weight, the less that you notice it. The more that it's not supported, like the heavy barrel's out past your foregrip, that's whenever you start to notice weight over time. So the same rifles can be the same weight, but the AR is going to feel heavier because the weight's out farther. So you can say like all day, like, oh, well, it's easier to shoot. I can hold it with one hand, shoot with one hand because all the weight's between my hand and my shoulder and stuff like that, and that's true. But like I said, like moving through a building, which I've done with both guns, and leveling on targets and stuff, it's harder to get the rear end of that buttstock up into position and get that barrel down than it is on an AR. And the AR, you're basically kind of letting it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're having to manipulate the rear of the gun where you never had to think about that with the AR.
Right, you're just letting it drop. That's always going to be easier than trying to lift up the rear and get it into position and stuff. So that was my whole thing. I was like, yeah, this is cool and all, but I'm faster with my AR, so why would I want to
Well, that's the whole idea about this whole pistol thing. So if I can get this thing working, then I'm getting what I want. Because that was one of the other advantages of the bullpup is you're getting the 16, 18-inch barrel with a very short overall length. That could be potentially a huge advantage, and certainly is in certain situations.
Yeah, my buddy cut his down to 14.5.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. And plus, you don't need to. All you need is a nice light for it and a good optic, and you don't have to really.
Yeah, but the other thing that's uncomfortable is just like the Chris. Like, your rear hand is higher than your front hand.
Yep.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So if you're used to them being about the same level, it feels weird. Same way with the Chris that I had. Like, I couldn't get used to, I felt like my front hand should have been higher up or should have been doing something different with it, and I just couldn't get used to it. I'm not saying one's better than the other, really, but I just couldn't. Fight it.
It is a completely different manual of arms. I guess I'm not sure if that's the right word to say, but I don't know. The shit's still in the same fucking place, but yeah, I mean, like your hands are offset at a different height, and that did feel weird, like when I was shooting it.
Do they still do the Israeli draw over there? On their sidearms?
Only in the summertime for their summer carry.
Summer carry?
That's a summer carry thing.
None in the chamber?
They say that's a myth, that they haven't carried like that since like the 70s or something.
That's what I thought.
They say they invented that way because they all had different, like a high power. One person would have a high power, one person would have a SIG, one person would have a Makarov. So they had so many different stuff. They had so much different stuff. They had to just make this one way to carry. You just carry it and then pull it and rack it.
So what's the deal with those 308s I see at Cabela's? What are they? They look like H&Ks. What are they? PTRs or something? They have them out by the Mosins. They're all $899. They look, they got the HK charging handle type thing, and they're in 308.
Yeah, they say
91 clones.
Those the knockoff things.
They're knockoffs, but they say that they're making them on HK equipment that they bought and had shipped over here and stuff, and
they got
their barrels are
sights and stuff.
Out of all the HK clones, they're the best.
Really? Are they worth that?
Yeah.
Well, you could probably get them for cheaper than $900 then.
They're worth $800.
Selling them for.
No, that's
really? That's a good price.
What, the Century one?
I don't know that Century's way.
They had all different ones. One had wood furniture. One had a nice olive drab or ODG.
Well, PTR is kind of the standard. PTR is the standard in that area. Century is the import.
It was just neat, It was a neat little feel. And I was kind of like, this could be an interesting gun.
I had a Century like that. I sold it.
Every time I pick up one of the Century ones, it just feels too big and beefy.
Well, I went in their relic room at Cabela's, and they had a real HK 93, or whatever. It was like $4,800.
No, fuck that.
Pretty, but it's like, hey, this looks just like the one out there for $900. But that'd be neat. I don't have a 308. I'd like to venture into one of those at some point.
So says the guy who 30 seconds ago just said, I don't want a new caliber.
I know that, but 308's a little different than 300 Blackout. A little bit less ammo for it, Always got to be moving forward, Marco. Always got to be going forward.
308 bolt gun or first, and then a 308 semi-auto.
Yeah, because if you get the 308 bolt, and that'll give you the time to stock up on ammo.
I think it'd be cool to have a 260 AR. I'd really like that. Be expensive to shoot, but
no. I want the 223 Wilding.
Wilding.
Someone the other night said that was like the new round. I'm like, no, I believe it just means it's optimized for both calibers. Or is there a 223 Wild round now?
Yeah, find me the ammo listing for 223 Wild.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, it comes with a 223 Wild barrel for that new cartridge. And I think it was someone like Dak Daddy or something said it.
Wait a minute,
Like, wait a minute, I don't think
I'm gonna
this
make
is
some
true.
custom ammo for 223 Wilder.
It's like 223 Gene Wilder.
Just wait. Hey, nah, just waiting for that new 5.56 Cray come out.
I love this boar snake. Gosh.
Okay, just
Hey,
keep
yo,
that shit to
that
yourself.
sounded
my
wild.
friend. This is
Whoa,
really kind of early.
Hey, what
Nathan's
caliber
here.
are you into?
See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow too, man.
Okay, yeah, Nathan, we'll see you tomorrow too.
Oh, they're all done?
Yeah, no, but they are. It's a very sensitive microphone, my friend.
It's very
I didn't
sensitive.
mean to come in and clear the room, man. Sorry.
What's up, Nathan?
Not much, man. My Google keeps popping up that wait with the scary face on it. Like, should I kill this page or wait? It's like, dude, I'm talking here.
I hate when that crap happens. Like, do you want to wait for the page to respond, or do you want to close it? It's like, I want it to respond now.
Well, it's
I hate
There's only
Windows
one
8, by the way.
on a computer more annoying than that, and that's that effing paperclip Microsoft used to have.
Oh my god, I used to hate that thing. They don't have that on Windows 8 now, but I could not stand that thing back in the day.
Back in the day, in the 90s? What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. I remember it.
Yeah. I remember Office 2010. It was horrible.
Hey, I remember having dial-up. That starting the internet, then walking away for 10 minutes, go eat lunch, come back for your page to load, and that sucked.
Yeah, the funny thing is, he remembers dial-up because it was like 2 years ago.
No, I've had DSL.
Where the hell do you live?
7 or 8 years. I guess. I don't know how long it's been. I was probably like 7 or 8 or 9 when we got DSL.
Yeah, it sounds like you've upgraded to HughesNet by your microphone sound.
Oh, can you hear? I got my fan on. Are you hearing some background noise or something?
Leave it on if you're smelting, dude.
No, it's just.
If you're smelting, leave it on. But if you're in an airboat, please stop and talk.
I'll turn it off.
In that part of Georgia where they filmed Deliverance.
Deliverance. I'm close. Chattanooga. Chattahoochee.
Yeah.
Squeal like a pig.
A truly disturbing film. I mean, besides Burt Reynolds acting, there were some other parts.
Ned Beatty rape.
I love these new bullets.
Now I can hear the clinking of your bullets you're playing with. So what, are you smelting your own?
No, I'm in my room right now. I'm just making sure these all are indicating the chamber fine. I'm almost done, only got like 8 more.
Let's not get back into reloading, please.
Just wait when they tell whenever
Your brain's gonna explode.
reloading. When you're reloading and you have all these questions and stuff,
I am never gonna want to reload.
I'm gonna be like, oh, let's not get reloading, guys.
No.
Hold on,
never
bro.
gonna be like that.
Reloading is for a very specific personality type, like accounting and other weird things.
I'm waiting for a good guy to start making self-defense ammo because I watched this
Did
video.
you see his first round last night, DB?
Dude, the way he's doing one round at a time.
His first round was all cockeyed. It was awesome.
It's like artisan crafted, handmade, truly handmade.
I saw his videos.
I want to see him shoot one. Hold up.
How many
want to see him
rounds?
shoot one to see, if he can actually hit paper with it, if he's getting decent groups out of it.
How many
I want to see
rounds?
the end result of everything.
How many rounds did he load in that 11-minute video he made, or was he just talking about how to do it? I didn't watch it.
No, he loaded one round.
By the end of the night.
I thought he had one round.
He had 2 rounds. He had that one that he compressed into the casing, and then he had the perfect one.
So he's doing 6 rounds an hour. It's not bad.
6 rounds an hour.
Don't
Oh, wow.
rush him.
Yeah, let's not kill him. Let's not get him blown up.
No, I'm just saying, dude.
Listening
If
to
I
all
was
you
him,
guys, you know, it's like
I'd take my time
you,
too.
you think, okay, it sounds like you're loading, you get used to it, you can do it, and listening to you guys talk, it's like, no, all of a sudden you have to get a new powder, and then you don't even know the bullet barely even goes 700 feet per second, and then you got to tinker with it, and it's like, man, it sounds like a lot of work. Even with the same, like a year later, you think you can go back to what you were loading last year. It sounds like you guys really have to make sure that it's still acting the same way, and I don't know, different bullets. I don't shoot it up. Bottom line, I do not shoot anywhere near enough to justify it. That's for my issue. So I got nothing to worry about.
I'm not going slow though. I mean, really, the slow part. I mean, what you want to go slow on is getting everything set up. But once you have everything set up, I mean, you can load pretty fast. So once you know everything's working like how it should be, you just don't want to put on the powder hopper and it's like, oh, this sounds good. How about 8 grains? And then just load 200 rounds or something. So once you got everything set up, though, you can go pretty quick.
But, you know, from what I'm gathering, sometimes you have to be damn sure that 200 rounds is going to perform the way you want it to, and you got to test the crap out of it first, right?
Usually when you're testing, you are testing powder, usually. Because usually you stick with the same bullet. At least I do, because I'm casting mine, so all my bullets are the same. So, I mean, usually, it takes us a couple hours. I'll just load, not even that, like an hour or two maybe to load it and shoot it and everything. Like the whole process.
So if you make up like 200 rounds for like a match, do you test like every 50th one or something to make sure they work before you go to a match with them?
No, I just check the powder charges like every 20 of them or so when I'm loading them. Now that I've got the load.
That's right. It's going to be right. Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Although I did have my last match, I freaking had some light primer strikes, and I think it's because I was using those Magnum primers. Because I'm using the stock firing pin spring, so none of the springs that are for the striker are lightened or anything. So I'm probably gonna use those. I've already primed 600 cases of Magnum primer, so I'm probably just gonna put that aside as practice ammo, and then I bought another 1,000 primers that were regular. I'm probably gonna load those up for matches.
What do you do for money?
Work.
Yeah, what do you do for work?
I work retail.
I thought you were in school. That's why I thought.
I am in school. I go to school and I work.
Oh, fuck. That's making me tired just thinking about it.
I don't work much now that I'm in school. I only work I like to get 20 hours. That's usually enough money that I can put some money back and afford everything and pay some of my loans off. But sometimes I'll get like 15 hours a week, which kind of sucks. Which is also kind of nice, though, at the same time.
Put those loans in deferment, and you can just buy more stuff.
Just don't worry about it. It'll just forget about it.
It's going to take you so long to pay it off. Don't worry about it. Put it off for later.
No, actually, my loans aren't that bad. I mean, I could pay off half of what I owe now by next fall.
Well, that's cool. It follows people around into their fucking 30s, and they're like, they're not even doing it. Then they're like, I'm not even doing anything that I got my degree in. I'm like, well, that's not my fault. It's your own fault.
I know a couple people like that who have
bitching about it. It's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You got nothing to blame but yourself. Either stop complaining or do what you got your degree in, and you know what I mean? It's like, whatever.
Yeah. But I should, even if I weren't to have any scholarships, I would come out if I were to stop paying my loans today and not pay anything else and go to school 2 more years, I would owe like $18,000.
That's not bad.
Which isn't bad, yeah.
But most kids paying like 20 grand a year, literally.
Yeah, that's
like an average.
That crap.
I mean, that's just crazy. Coming out 4 years with 80 to 100 grand in debt.
My parents aren't rich. They're not paying for school anyway, so
I believe our president in 2008 said he was going to give out student loans so that more people could go to school. What has been said effective giving out all these student loans? Are more people in school, or did schools just raise their damn prices because he's
Our
doesn't understand
tuition,
how
my
business
tuition
works.
goes up. I'm in my second year, and our tuition already went up like $300 or $400 from last year. It goes up every year a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a couple $100, a noticeable amount. No,
Yeah.
I got student loans. No, I didn't have to pay anything. Actually, I did have to pay this past semester. I had like $200 left over. I had to pay to enroll, but other than that, my student loans have covered everything. So
My point is that you can get all the student loans you need from the government. My other point is that now that you can, everything's more expensive than it used to be. So now you're indebted when you get out. So hey, great trade-off.
Yeah, right. It's like they were saying, the United States has gotten more money. The IRS has made more money this year than ever, and unemployment's at the all-time high. So how does that figure? Because people on unemployment are paying taxes. They're paying themselves. What's the deal with tuition? Do you pay by the class, or is it like a set?
Class and fees.
Class.
Yeah, that's kind
I
of.
never look at it like that. Like I really just I get the classes I need, and then I go look at my total cost and everything, and that's how I pay. I really don't get in, worry about it too much.
I didn't go to college, so
How much
I don't
each
know
class
anything
costs.
about it. I feel like I missed out on the college experience, but I had fun.
Hey, you can still go get drunk and hook up with a fat chick, and there's nothing stopping
Well, I
you
guess
from doing it.
I mean I don't live
Go
on
to college to do that.
Like, I live off campus, so I pretty much just go there for classes and then come back home and go to work.
You're not a party animal, man?
I don't have time.
Oh, God.
I don't make time for partying. There we go, put it that way.
I kind of grew up in a different era.
You can
Partying
go back to
was-
school
would
with
you-
BE, like Rodney Dangerfield.
Like who?
What was the dive called?
The triple landing?
The triple.
Triple landing.
Triple Lindy.
Lindy.
Triple
that's
Lindy. I can see his face now. Oh, man.
Taking it y'all referencing something that was around before I was born.
The triple
Yeah.
Lindy. Yep. And ironically, I was older than you, and it was before you were born.
Hey, man. He remembers dial-up. Come on.
But Iron Man was in it.
Got a freaking psychology test tomorrow.
I remember Juno. Juno Male. That was it.
Juno, right? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What was that other thing that was that free one, too? What the hell was that?
Was it like
AOL, man. Remember when you
It was
get the
AOL, and
CDs?
then there was the
You get all the
something. Oh,
CDs?
Zero Net Zero. Was it
Oh,
Net Zero?
yeah.
And you got. It was like have a newspaper article of ads around the whole screen.
My freaking grandparents had AOL like years after we had so it sucked. Come and go to their house.
People still have it.
We used to stick AOL CDs that they sent in the mail, or we'd get it in Blockbuster or someplace. We used to just take them and stick them in the microwave at the apartment because they would replace the microwave if it broke.
Oh, yeah.
Watch this, electrical sparks while we're drunk. Oh, crap, the microwave broke again.
Oh, man.
The best one, though, was, of course, your friends would always send you emails and be like, click here to see a hot chick or whatever, and you'd click on it and like, oh, she's hot. Oh, she's nice. Ooh, oh, she's a dude!
Yeah.
The picture loading.
Hell
I do remember that too, a little bit.
From last week.
That was a good trick.
He's like, oh, tricked again.
Slow
I guess I'm going to finish anyway.
slow tranny, the slow tranny scroll down.
Yeah.
No,
Next week, all tricked again.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, and I spooge.
In the same night.
Oh my. Stone Guy is particularly silent on this subject.
Yeah, what happened, Stone Guy? What the hell?
Probably fell asleep.
He was first in.
It's late for. Doesn't he usually head out like
First in, first to pass out.
He was all riled up. So Caleb was talking about shooting blanks. You guys missed it. You know, Caleb was going to shoot blanks at his father in a duel with construction 22 blanks.
No, they're power level 2.
Oh.
We could do it. Well, we could do it. I thought about we were doing it instead of facing each other. We could stand side by side, facing the same direction.
Said face each other and triple check the barrels.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But also another way to do it, I guess, more safely would be to both face the same direction, and then we could just have a camera set up, or whatever, and see who.
Isn't that how famous stunt guys? A couple of them died. They put it to their head, and it shattered.
No, yeah, they didn't.
That's how they make Stallone look taller.
That pressure will kill you. Just
well, didn't it kill a couple of stunt people or famous people?
Yeah,
like some stupid did that.
That's even dumber than what I was talking about. Yeah, that's even dumber.
Bruce Lee?
Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee. That's what happened to him, right?
Yeah, the stunt coordinator guy fucked up or something.
No, there was one. Is that the guy who got shot in the heart?
Yeah,
more
like the stomach or spleen or
you're
something.
talking about.
But that wasn't a blank. That was a squib round or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
what happened. There was something. Yeah, right.
In the barrel and obstruction, and that's fired the blank, pushed it out, and killed him.
That's fucked up. Remember the Twilight Zone movie? What they had footage where the helicopter killed those 3 people.
Yeah.
And they kept it in the movie, like not whatever or something.
Decapitated the
It decapitated who?
The star of the movie.
The actor.
Yeah, it was like Creepshow, the movie Twilight Zone. It was like 5 segments, I believe, and then one of them was a Vietnam deal, and a Huey's coming into a swamp, and it malfunctions and decapitated. Crazy. But they had
the actual combat footage.
Yeah,
or they,
real. It was they're making a movie.
It, and oh my god.
And then the Huey sliced him, took his head off.
Which
and
one was that?
They have it on film.
Which episode was it? Do you remember?
No, it's a movie, The Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone, the movie.
Yeah, it's called Twilight Zone, the movie, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it just to see that.
It's fun, whatever.
Is it good?
Well, whatever. It's a decent movie. You mean, was the beheading good, or was the movie good?
Was the movie good?
For the time, it was definitely good for the time. It was one of those, ooh, Twilight Zone, the movie's on, let's watch it. You know,
basically, if you saw all the episodes, you're gonna see them fleshed out in 80s style color.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where does this movie hold up today? I mean, that's hard to say, but in its day, like I watched Creepshow.
I seen it a couple of years ago.
All right. See, all Netflix has is the season, or the 4 seasons. To this, the Twilight Zone original series. That's not the same
movie. Nope, it's just a movie. I forget who directed it.
I wish you could watch more movies instantly on Netflix. You know, like that you can. It just seems like there could be a lot more available, but I guess they have to pay for that, huh?
Yeah, they have That's pay for rights.
It sucks. It's like HBO on demand. You would think they would have every movie they ever showed on HBO on there.
This is what pisses me off is when Netflix and Amazon both have the same thing. I'm like, dadgummit. It's like...
I don't like the Amazon one.
Well, I mean, I got it for the shipping, and it's just, it's there.
Oh,
so.
it's free. Yeah, right.
Both those links I just
wait, hold on.
Internal are both pretty awesome.
Y'all talking about ordering from Amazon, not eBay, right? Just want to clarify.
Yes.
We said Amazon, or did I say
that's
eBay?
all right.
Did I say eBay? I swear I said Amazon.
Amazon's okay.
Well,
Amazon's okay.
You know what eBay is.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here, Huck? What do we got?
Free movie sites.
Oh.
The top one has like
that's how my last computer died.
Okay. The top one, they're both legit. The top one has pretty much every movie, and the bottom one has pretty much every TV episode ever.
Really? And it doesn't want to download my life?
No, as long as you have ad blocker on. All it does is try to advertise.
All right, because yeah, I seriously fucked my computer up pretty bad last time looking for Lone Survivor. It just
I found it.
A whole cascade of viruses killed my computer.
I was in Books A Million yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick up Lone Survivor," but it's like half the price on Amazon. I'm like, dear God.
Make sure you go through Florida Carry.
Yeah.
And you might have to use a credit card.
I always use. Oh no, I use my checking account on Amazon.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Yeah, just let them directly draw.
I'm afraid to use a credit card, but I just use a direct. I write an e-check and I give them my routing number, and my checking account number. You can write a check on a napkin, you know.
I thought that was Tin Blue that was afraid to use his credit card.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I both you guys together. I'm sorry, I can't indistinguish.
Yeah, I don't know why you. Yeah.
It's like the Keysanathon, you know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, some places I buy from, it goes through my MasterCard, and some places it goes through my debit.
I just found out that PayPal will give you a debit card.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I got it on order. It's coming.
Yeah.
Dude, even better than that, PayPal does credit now too.
I know. And DB knows all about that. DB's got his emergency home equity account with PayPal. It's so annoying. Every time you go to pay, it's like, you sure you want to pay now?
What are you talking about? My home equity loan through PayPal.
No, you got a line of credit through them.
I had a line of credit through them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad. That means you have a lot of cool stuff now.
Yeah, it means I'm in debt with them. They actually gave me like $2,000 or something like that. So yeah, I am in debt with them.
That's great.
Well, it's fucking awesome for me because say I buy a $110, it's like a $50 knife. I sell them for a lot more when I'm done working on them. So I can get all kinds of cool shit to work on that I wouldn't usually be able to drop $200 or $300 on.
They were on sale
exactly,
for like $20 a piece
That's
on
what I'm
Amazon.
saying. Take 20 to make money.
You know what, Huck?
What's that?
They were on sale for like $25 on Amazon a while back. I ordered 2 of them.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. It's been probably half a year now. I still got both of them. They're pristine. They're still in their leather sheaths. I just have them put up.
Well,
So
you can get $50 a piece for them on eBay.
Yeah, I probably could, but I might keep them. I don't know. I really like them. I have one that my grandpa gave me. That's the one I keep in my hunting pack.
Huck, how's everything coming, brother?
Pretty good, pretty good. I got a lot of knives coming out the next week or so.
Nice.
Chris.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
You still got all your fingers?
Shut up.
Hey, Huck, is my knife in that bunch coming out?
Probably not this week.
Hey,
I got about a month waiting time usually.
Did that guy ever come to your house, Huck, and get all his stuff that you said canceled all those orders?
Nope, I fucking mailed it to him.
There you go.
So
No need for that shit, right?
So Nathan's going on a freaking racist rampage again.
What?
No, I was just officially figured out what eBay is, and I figured out what Amazon is now.
Oh my god!
Fucking racist rampage.
Because it's so ironic because if you ever get, what's ironic about this? Because you ever get an after chat with Nathan, it's like all about God, and then out here it's like Jekyll and Hyde or something.
Chris, did you shoot those reloads yet?
Yes.
God, fucking, y'all need to go have a reloading chat.
Yeah, but this
He
quick
just
on that
asked
one.
if he shot his reloads. He didn't do anything else.
It is an interesting subject, but let's not dwell on reloading.
That's all that talks
Well,
about.
I just got started into it, so
I know.
I need all the information I needed.
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
know.
so I shot 27 rounds of my stuff, but some of her what they call this 158 grain jacketed, full metal jacket 30 specials, also 158 grain 357 magnums, and also I had some 125 grain semi-wad cutters, lead semi-wad cutters, and
Did they shoot?
Yes, they shot. They shot.
That's all we need to know. I got all these weights and measures. And
Did you video it?
Yes, I'm gonna do the video tonight. I mean, for the people who know how to do these things, I ought to tell them because they're gonna
I know, but it's you always give the rundown of the bullet size and weight. Where to me, it's like, do they shoot velocity good or not? Do they squiver?
Well,
that's how my mind thinks.
Yeah.
Hey, Huck, are you sending me that Punisher skull you just showed me?
Yeah. So these are a ½ ounce of silver.
Cool.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Huh? How soft is that? Is that crazy?
It's pretty soft. It's $9.99. It's the pure silver you can get in bullion form.
That's cool, man.
They start off as the full ounce, but I cut away and grind away about an ounce or a ½ ounce. I mean.
And you just that comes out great, man. That's awesome.
They'll be available as pendants from a dealer of mine here soon.
So apparently, I had very low recoil. I had some unburnt powder, but that wasn't the problem. So.
Well, I told you might run into that.
Well, it wasn't a big problem. It's like it wasn't a mess or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
I mean,
how was the accuracy though? Was there?
Oh yeah, it was good. I did 70. The farthest I went was 65 feet in an indoor range.
How many
but it was I shot mostly through my rifle. It was very accurate.
22 yards, 21 yards.
21 yards. Yeah, not 21 yards.
That's pretty good.
So this is my go-to powder from now on for a while. So I bought two more pounds today.
What does it run per pound?
Okay. Hold on.
30.
So you're loading 9 grains. There's 7,000 grains in a pound. So do you have any idea how many bullets it takes to reload a 38?
Oh yeah, I was told. Hey, you know what though? You never know. That's gonna secure me for about a year. So,
what is that, like 5,000 rounds?
A year? It's 1 pound of powder.
No.
You guys said about 1,800 rounds of 9mm you could get out of a pound, right?
Yeah, you get about 1,400 rounds of 9mm depending on the powder. It could be less than that. It could be more than that. It could be up to like 1,600 if you got a real low weight charge.
What do you call this? I bought 2 more pounds, ballistic. So
you can call him.
That's why.
Can you resell powder like people, or is that a no-no?
If people want to buy it, if it's still sealed,
more like privately, to friends, I guess would be better. But
like gun shows, but most people won't buy it unsealed. I'd be very wary.
I guess, yeah, unsealed. They're probably stupid.
The same restrictions as ammo, as far as the legalities of it.
Which means it's fine to sell it, right?
As long as they're 18 or older, I don't see a problem with it.
It just probably goes on amounts or something.
It's similar to a fine wine. I mean, you might pay for some sort of premium product, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was stored properly. Whether it's a wine or whether it's powder.
Well, is it sealed? Like, is it really sealed, like airtight? Do they come with or is it just a screw on top?
Yeah, it's usually supposed to smell like nail polish, kind of like a nail polish remover.
Like acetone?
Yes, like acetone. It's kind of have that smell to it. So if you open it and it doesn't have that at all, or smells something different than that, might be a bad sign. So, and then you can always visually look at it. If you're familiar with that kind of powder, you can open it and shine a light in there and see if it looks right.
So yeah, I'm gonna be making more rounds tonight. So whatever casings I have, I'm gonna buy more casings. So thanks for that information, ballistic, for that blue bullets. I'm gonna get more of those too.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I guess how much I made about 209mm bullets tonight in about 40 minutes.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna get 9mm.
Just the bullets.
I need 9mm. There's a lot of 9mm brass around, like it's like everywhere in the store. So I think I'm gonna get into that too later on. There is a recipe for the same powder. There's the same recipe, just less grains. So.
Yeah. And what do you call it? That's because the reason there's more 9mm brass is, let's face it, how much it costs to shoot 38 versus buying a whole bunch of 9 and firing out of your semi-auto pistols. It's just on the ground more to be picked up and bagged up and resold. That's all there is to it. It's just there's more 9mm than anything else fired at a gun range.
Oh, that's what's awesome. I've never paid for any of my brass for 9mm. Well, the initial cost of my casting equipment is the only thing I got in bullets. So really, and that's pretty much paid its way now.
Your dad buys it.
No, I paid for all that stuff.
So hold on, I want to so we don't drive everyone away from the chat.
Dead brain cells.
So everyone doesn't leave the chat. I'd like to bring up something I just read. Liam Neeson's bad-mouthing the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
What is it with these action stars?
Hypocritical.
Is he even American?
What is it with people caring?
So was what's his face? So was I forgot his name. Jamie Foxx. You know, so it's a lot of semi-action.
Jamie
heroes.
Foxx, Mark Wahlberg, Liam Neeson, all the people who are the biggest
Sylvester
action. All the people who are the biggest action stars who've made most of their money recently by making movies where they shoot people with guns, come out and speak against guns. What is?
So
is
you're
this something new in
surprised that they
Hollywood?
have different beliefs than the characters they play in movies?
No. What I'm saying is this something new in Hollywood where the agents are telling the actors, here's what you say in the interviews? So you make gun movies, but then you say you don't think that you're pro-gun control so that you have the best of both worlds?
It creates buzz, man. There's no such thing as bad publicity. I mean...
Yeah. I think they're really doing it on purpose. I think that they figured out that that's the best way to approach it. Because if they're pro-gun, then people don't watch the movies. So they got to balance it.
You think O.J. Simpson feels that way about there's no such thing as bad publicity? And I don't mean that as a joke.
Yeah, the amount of publicity he had before, and then the amount of publicity he had after, and amount of books he sold after, I would definitely think he would agree.
He was destitute to the point where he had to commit various crimes to try to maintain a minimal lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that that's still an example of bad publicity bringing someone, prosperity.
Well, but it wasn't prosperous. I mean, that's why the whole Vegas crime spree went on.
Well, I mean, we have to face that O.J. Simpson is not a very good individual to point out making good, rational decisions in his life.
There's his quote there. I put it in the
Poor
side
life choices.
I just mean that all publicity is good publicity is not 100%. I mean, many times it is correct, but not. It's not an absolute. That's all.
I think the movie stars that are making all the big gun movies right now, when they're asked about how they feel about guns, I think they probably, a lot of them have seen and been coached by their agents to simply say, oh yeah, because it's popular to say, I'm pro-gun control, blah, blah, blah. But then they make movies where they shoot everyone. So it's just, I don't know.
I know Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is pro-gun, right? He's pretty spoken.
He is very pro-gun. Yeah, Bruce Willis is pro-gun. Angelina Jolie is pro-gun. Brad Pitt's pro-gun.
Yeah, they have a shooting range in their basement.
Yeah.
Nice
the biggest hypocrite of them all is freaking Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my God, yes.
This was Wahlberg. Hold on, Wahlberg's the biggest hypocrite. Come on, he can't even hold a fake gun without having to get special court. He's a felon, so he can't even hold fake guns without getting special.
Oh, really? He's that deal too with him.
Beating the crap out of people back in the 90s.
There's a lot more about Liam Neeson, by the way. Yeah.
Wahlberg's a felon because he hit a guy with a pool cue and busted his eyeball out. The guy has one eye now.
Well, that's what happens in Boston.
Wahlberg used to steal cars for fun. He talks about it in interviews, and he's the one sitting there saying, "I think we'd be better off if we could take all the guns away." It's like,
yeah, that's why he
can't have one. That's right.
I'm sorry, Huck, you were saying something?
No, I forgot what I was saying. I'm reading the Liam Neeson quote now.
Okay.
There's more on that page. That's just one part of it. It just goes on to be more frickin' babble.
The part he said about how there's 300 people in America and 300 million guns, like, that makes no sense at all.
It's like, just, you gotta read the whole thing, actually. It's got more stupidness.
The fact that he was applauding the British government for changing the laws within 24 hours.
Exactly.
I mean, that is an insane thinking, making that drastic of a change with no let's talk about this, let's
any law, yeah, for any
fail. That's just overreaction, and he's applauding overreaction.
He makes an awesome action star, though. especially when he's playing an American.
He just
Well, you maybe 10 years ago.
It's formulaic, like, I'm going to hunt down and kill you. That's his
Well, William Wallace. I mean, didn't he play William Wallace?
No, that's Mel Gibson.
No, there was he played
No,
another
hold on,
one.
you're thinking Rob
That's
Roy.
Rob Roy.
Rob Roy. Same shit.
But hold on. No, you know what it is? I bet Liam Neeson saying this is like a smokescreen so people don't find out he used to be like an IRA agent or something, you know.
He's carrying a full auto Beretta under each arm. I mean,
You know he used to kill Englishmen for fun back before he got big into movies.
yeah, it's like if Michael Caine were to say something anti-gun. He was still an SAS. I mean, he's still who he is.
It's whatever. That's all you gotta say about it, I guess. Fucking stupid. The hypocriticalness is ridiculous.
Yeah, they have a lot more stupid opinions on stuff other than guns. I mean,
Yeah, right.
actors are pretty lame in general.
They live in an alternate reality.
They get sucked out of reality, so their opinions are kind of
Convoluted.
I don't know. To me,
understand.
Actors should stay out of politics. And this is coming from a guy whose birth country has the majority of politicians used to be actors.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is that they should stay out of it, like you said, and people look up to these people, and when they say stuff, people listen because they like them as actors.
But it's just like sports heroes. I mean,
it's a little bit more with actors, I think. It's because it's so wide. I mean, sports, yeah, you got that, but it's, I don't know. It's because they're all over the world. I mean, never known. There's a bit wider audience, I think, for actors.
Do you really think that these people are that influential? Like, sure, you can like them on screen,
Yes.
but
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I think the average American's a moron.
Exactly.
Yeah, people watch Honey Boo Boo. I mean,
Well, you know, it's like we're hearing about this thing right now with all the, the domestic violence from the NFL, and of course, it's bad shit, but when I was listening to it today, and there's approximately 1,800 players, and there's like 14 cases of it, and it's like, even the woman on NPR said the statistics amongst the NFL, there's less domestic violence as a whole compared to the regular society. But now they're making it an issue.
Because guess what? They got money.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. There's like the same thing with gun control. It's like a scourge. I don't know. Fucking.
I can say that due to my research that the number one thing that leads to domestic violence is being poor.
Yeah.
No, that really has nothing to do with it. Just
I
coincidental.
think it's just the fact that if it's it's
marriages and unions.
got a man and a woman. It sometimes doesn't go the right way.
all that fiery passion can sometimes backfire.
Yeah. What kills me is like as I went through all that bullshit when I got divorced and stuff, and I never touched or hit a woman ever, just yell, and it's like, your yelling frightens me. It's like, you've known me for 12 years. I've never. Yeah, that's why I yell. So because I can't hit you, and that should be enough.
That's pretty funny.
How can yelling be frightening if you're? It's just painful. Painful stuff. I heard this thing today with Detroit because they're coming out of bankruptcy. Finally, yeah, they're like
How's
some of
Detroit coming out of bankruptcy?
Yeah, whatever. Some of the steps they need to take, like they owe this one company $200 million and they're settling for like 20 and stuff. But this is the deal. So the property tax in Detroit is 3.5%, like on all houses. It's insane, insanely high. But all these houses are about 20% of their value. But so that was like the mayor and stuff. He goes, well, it's not the problem of this. He goes, less than 50% of anybody in Detroit actually is paying their property taxes, including businesses. So they're collecting half. Half of the population is just not paying their property tax. It's fucking crazy.
I just hope that once Detroit finally gets out of bankruptcy, they can finally buy some of those RoboCops that they've been needing so badly there.
Oh my God! Right?
Wasn't that movie set in Detroit? The first one. That was a great movie. My grandpa had it on VHS, and I watched that when I was like 8 or 9. He let me watch it. I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, the first one was an awesome one.
I don't know why he let me watch it.
I saw that when I was a kid too in the Philippines. So, in the Philippines, so when a movie comes out in the U.S., we'll have a Betamax on it for about a week, after a week.
Well, the voices in Filipino or?
No, we speak.
I don't know.
Later on, our TV shows started dubbing English shows in Tagalog or Filipino. Because of some national pride thing, but for the most part, we speak English as a second language. So.
Are you fluent in Filipino?
Patrick Swayze.
I am.
That's awesome.
What do you call this? I can speak it but it's been a long time, so I have to think about sometimes I have to think long and hard about the words.
Yeah.
It's one thing I regret is not really learning another language well.
That's the thing. I did really well in Spanish in high school, and if I would have stuck on into college, I think I could have learned it pretty easily.
I can speak 3 languages.
Really? That's crazy, man. I think that's good on you, man. I find it very difficult.
Spanish is pretty easy.
You came over.
Oh, I'm sure it was. It just, I never followed through with it because I was partying my ass off.
It was fucked up about. I'm just reading this thing about Liam Neeson here. So what's fucked up is he doesn't realize that I'll give Britain its dues. Yeah, that now you got more stabbings per capita now.
Yeah, he says 24 hours after the massacre, guns were banned.
Guns were banned, and then
violence is what's boring, right? So
it's an all-time high.
Selective, memory on these bastards.
People are all like that, though. They always buy into the propaganda that's given to them by the government. You think anyone in Britain is putting out in the newspaper that more people are dying and being injured now that guns are banned than before?
I mean, Australia, I heard, is thinking about repealing its ban. Now they're going to probably, because the country's going down.
That'd be like American newspapers saying that McDonald's is bad for you, makes you fat. That would never happen.
Australia is lifting its gun ban. Like, what
they're lifting it. They're considering it because it's been such a fucking flop.
Because it hasn't worked.
It has been a scourge of violence since it happened. I mean,
yeah, I think
and they don't have the police for it.
3 times after the gun ban went in or something.
Yeah. And and part of the problem is they have a very insufficient police force, what I understand. But so right there, I mean, how are you going to implement something like that, knowing you can't protect whatever? It's totally fucked.
I've heard the number of dingoes eating babies has tripled since the ban.
Yeah, exactly. And,
did y'all see that thing in Chicago where like a bunch of people attacked some guy with machetes?
What? No.
I was reading that.
I have heard something about that, but nothing in detail.
I just think that's fucked up. Like, that stuff shouldn't be happening.
But, it's his right to do it as an American if he really, till he does it.
Someone with a machete?
Well, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do, The tool behind the tool. You're thinking, machetes are legal.
Oh, this is cool. Ralph put up a link of a B-52 dropping ordnance in that external chat. I'm going to watch this.
I watched that. There's that interesting series on like the development of the M24, the Hind, the helicopter for Russia. They have all these series on the development of their military stuff. It's actually quite interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's got all that like 1970s music, and then and then soaring to the skies.
It's so awesome! Oh my gosh, a lot of bombs.
It's all very.
He's dropping it in the water. Oh no, it's hitting an island.
I used to go down to the Caribbean growing up. I used to go to the Virgin Islands every year, and they have the island of Vieques right off the Virgin Islands, and that's where the Navy and the Air Force used to practice bombing.
Yeah, they're bombing on like little narrow islands.
Yeah. And at night, you could see the flashes over the horizon at night. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, but there's a really good Air Force museum actually in Eglin, Florida, Eglin Air Force Base, down near Destin. And I usually get me and my dad usually go every year on vacation. No one else ever wants to go, but it's free and it's freaking awesome. So I'm like, we're going again. I really like it because they have an inside part too, and they have like a wall of weapons, where like a timeline.
That's
they
cool.
They have some unique stuff. Like they have like some of the weird night vision guns from World War II and stuff. You know, where they made like 3 of them or 4 of them, like all these experimental weapons and stuff. It's pretty sweet. So we go there, and they have a bunch of helicopters and planes, and they have a B-17 and all that outside. They have a SR-71.
Oh, that's awesome.
I went on I was in New York and went on the Intrepid, the aircraft carrier.
They don't have a Warthog though. I wish they had an A-10. That'd be so freaking
that's cool. I want to go to the graveyard in Arizona.
I've never been to the aircraft carrier before. I'd like to do that.
Webb said something about it. That parts of it you can kind of get into, I guess, or not. I don't know, but I want to do it. Something I didn't do when I was out there, and I would like to.
I want to get some more grip strength exercise. What are they called? I don't know the name for them.
Well, that's cheesy friggin' 1980s thing.
So,
that little spring thing.
So I read about that. They're calling it a machete attack, but it's not a machete attack. It's not like 10 guys jumped out of the African bush with machetes and attacked 2 dudes. Because that's what I'm thinking. Machete attack. They all have machetes.
No, they all use 2-handed swords. They all use 2-handed swords. Claymore. Everybody come out running with claymores.
All that happened is these 2 guys were sitting at the train station. Like 10 guys walked by, and one of them told them to do the gang sign for Latin Kings. He said, "Drop the crown," and then they said, "No, we're not going to do it." And one of the guys had a machete on him. One of the gang members put it to this kid's throat and told him he was going to do it. And the other guy tried to take it away from his brother's throat and got his hands cut, and he got whomped in the head once. But it doesn't look like they were trying to kill him, because he could have killed the dude with it,
And it wasn't like it was an attack on a person that got mugged. It was gang on gang, or a gang.
Well, gang picking on 2 kids.
Yeah, exactly.
2 teenagers. Not that gang.
Flashing that sign, going, "Yep, Latin Kings all the way, baby." Whatever.
But, you're sitting there waiting for a train, and 10 gang members roll up on you, and
Yeah.
That's when you reach down in your 5th grade backpack and you pull out an Uzi. Settle on another friend.
Oh, did you guys see that? The kids of that instructor that got killed from the 9-year-old girl. I thought that was pretty cool. The whole family. There's like 4 kids in that family, and they made a video for the girl, telling her to not, don't harp on it, and that's not what their dad would have wanted. And did you see that?
Oh, the family of the instructor that got killed.
Yeah, so because they're really worried about the girl, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because she's got to be freaked out that happened.
Yeah, and they were saying, this wasn't your fault. Our father wouldn't want you to stress on this stuff. Thought that was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
And it, because that's what people keep saying every time they go, "That poor girl," and it's like. Yeah, a 9-year-old, it's definitely going to be a traumatic experience, and everyone's different, but their minds are designed to forget traumatic things at that age still, Yeah,
there are a lot of people who come out of countries that see a lot of intentional inflicted pain and death that get past it pretty quick. We're pretty resilient creatures, and I'm sure she has plenty of... I'm sure they've had her with counselors and other people. So
it's like childbirth for women, I guess your body intentionally has memory erasers for women.
Otherwise they'd never do it more than once.
Exactly. That's what they said. They would never do it more than once if they remembered the pain.
I remember I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers today about how women are totally. He keeps hearing me and this other guy talk about our kids and what a pain in the ass they are, and he's like, y'all make me not want to have kids, and I'm like, yeah, well, you can get married someday, and she's gonna want to have kids.
It's a good be choice.
And we got to talk about women. Just thank God for women, because without women, the species would just vanish.
I definitely
We would
want to wait
so not.
a good bit older to have kids. Like,
No, you should start popping them
Try
out.
about
right
60.
away.
no.
65 when you retire.
Yeah, that's perfect age, dude. Seriously, you're all set. You can spend all your time with them. It's perfect. Yeah.
You get to pick the mail order bride of the
Yep,
best
you got
genetic
yourself a nice 30-year-old
picture.
chippy, and there you go. As my dad would say, you get a little chippy.
Do I
Yeah,
want?
my dad was 46 when he had me.
Do I want to have my kids with nice olive skin, or do I want to go with something maybe from the former USSR bloc?
Like something exotic.
My name is Nadia.
My name is Nadia.
Hey,
The first
Nadia's
thing I
a
need
great
to do
name
is
for
see
a girl. You know?
orthodontist.
Yeah, honey, we'll just name her after you.
Charlie, you said your dad was 46 when he had you. That's how old my dad is now.
That's because
Yeah.
Cello's name used to be Oops.
No, I wouldn't have been the youngest. There was 8 of us, but my mom had a miscarriage, I guess, like a year or 2 after. So I wouldn't have been the youngest. So 4 of us have the same mother, and 6 of us have the same father. So it was kind of a
Man,
Brady
did y'all
Bunch
live on
thing.
a farm or something?
No,
Was there
but
a
we're all
need?
so far apart. You know, I mean, my closest sister's 3 years older than me, and then it goes like 7 years, 8, 12. You know, I mean, some of my brothers and sisters are in their upper 50s, and I'm 44.
Was your
So
dad
there was
Catholic?
only the 2 of us in the house growing up.
Was your dad Catholic?
I guess I'm not,
Well,
down
then he
on
was
all
a
that
good
stuff. I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest with you. I always get the Catholic and the Christian thing confused. What's the difference between being a Catholic and being a Christian?
The main thing behind being Catholic is they
You don't
were
use it, Robert.
birth
Yeah,
control.
no, he's not. Yeah, we're not very religious. Put it that way. He just like to, get on down, I guess. He's Italian, man. He's got all this hair. We got this testosterone oozing.
Oh, he's Italian. That explains.
Yeah, of course.
I was raised Roman Catholic.
And my mom is German, so that's why she can take it. So.
German and Italian?
So that's why you're so
Uh-oh.
ugly,
There better not be any Japanese people in your house, or we gotta see this problem.
Oh, my dad sometimes slips a little bit. It's like, Dad, don't say that. The adopted children are next door and they're Asian. What? I'm not talking about them. Oh, good times.
How old is he?
Good times.
He passed away.
At the Red House.
Charlie, is your dad still living?
Yeah, he's 82. Yeah, Red House. He's 82. I just turned 82 last month.
Nice.
Whatever. George, that right? Yeah.
I shop at the Red House.
So,
That's some eBay going on.
42. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, some eBay action, right? All my other, like, it was one of those. My dad wasn't very nice to my my mother's kids. They all like moved out when they were like 16. It was like the tale of 2 upbringings. You know what I mean? There's half of my family had an upbringing with my father that I'm glad I wasn't around to see. I had the good part. I was the angel. We were the angels, me and my younger sister, I guess.
My ex-wife grew up in a similar situation like that, where she grew up when her father was a decent man, but wasn't seeing when he was quite literally an ass.
Yeah, apparently, and the older I get, the more stories I hear, and it's like, whoa. But it never happened to me, or you know what I mean. So it's hard to really process that stuff.
It almost, to my wife, it almost seems like there were 2 different people. The one that she heard about that she never saw, and then the one that she knew.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the case now. And me and my dad are closer now than ever, and he's, 82. You would, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it sounds stupid to say, well, you wouldn't take him for older than 69, But seriously, he's not like any normal 82-year-old I know. He's very, very on the ball.
Does he like to go shooting?
He kept wanting to. We just didn't. He was only home for 2 months, and he kept doing crap with his girlfriend and stuff, and we never got a chance. But he's totally into guns.
There's a guy.
He's got a. Oh, she's 68. Yeah.
There's a guy
who shoots he's living in her house in Florida.
Italian thing.
Dude, he does better than I do. It's embarrassing.
He's cradle robbing.
Oh,
real quick,
my grandpa,
guys,
when he's 82, was having radiation for his prostate. He wasn't.
Yeah. They have special operations for people that are getting up that old that are active.
Park wants to make an announcement.
Okay, let's change the subject.
Exactly. I know. I didn't. That was something I didn't want to hear, Dad. Anyway, sorry. Over.
Well, I was gonna say anyone who's listening who's not in this chat right now, if they're interested in that knife I just posted, I'll knock $50 for any Gun Channels members.
Oh, not for that. I thought you had some good parenting something.
You guys have been talking about depressing
I thought it was some kind of
for
friggin'
like 45 minutes.
grandfather of the chat or something.
Going back to old people shooting, though. There's a guy in the area here.
Awesome.
There's a guy in the area here who shoots USPSA Open, and he's like 77, but he looks like he's in his 60s.
Oh, I saw this knife on eBay. On Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you'd knock what off, Huck?
Oh, it's for people that aren't in this chat.
Yeah, I know that.
Like I said, I'd knock $50 for any Gun Channels members off.
That's a good one.
That would be insane, dude.
That's a
Hey,
good
Huck,
one.
I was going to ask you actually about the paracord handles that I was talking to you about the other night. Do they actually give you like more? I guess is there more vibration when you're trying to baton with it, or how's it on your hand when you're doing that?
No, they're good. It's
Okay.
not bad at all. It's less vibration than anything because it's padded.
Right.
Hey Huck, I like what you did to that scaling, using the what they call the filing. How you
Yeah, it's
pattern
cool,
that?
isn't it? The
Yeah.
triangles. The triangles are like most rasps, like heavy duty rasps, have that effect. Nice looking.
How thick is that knife? What does it say?
About a 1/4 inch. Very,
Oh,
very.
wow. Yeah, it looks really thick from that top.
I like, Huck, I like that kind of system there. Was that just like a Velcro over thing in the back for connecting it?
No, it's sewn. It's a belt loop. Just a belt
Okay,
loop.
but does that come apart with Velcro, or that's just a belt loop?
On the you're talking about the boot knife. The
Yeah, the
military,
boot knife. Yeah,
the
yeah.
Kershaw. Yeah, that's just a little Velcro, like for Molly or whatever.
See, I like that. If again, I'm still gonna send you my thing, my stupid Ontario there with the shitty sheaths, and then have you make the Kydex one. But that might be something I would like. I'm hearing a little echo.
I also do the same thing with snaps as opposed to Velcro.
So yeah, it's just neat because it has so many options. You can do it on Molly or a belt. Because the other one's got this huge leather flap on the top, and the snaps off it, and it's just like useless, really. It's like a half drop leg, cheesy leather nylon thingy. I don't know.
Cool. You guys can go ahead and keep talking about crazy, depressing shit.
No, it was funny, but I'm not depressed on it. I'm just discussing it because it's stuff I'm just learning now, and it's like, it's. I'm just realizing it as we sit here,
You know what they say: use it or lose it.
Exactly.
So I found out something new shooting this week that I've never experienced before. I have a 30 millimeter scope with 30 millimeter rings that are, I think the rings I paid $100 for. They're really high end rings. And so I was shooting, and I shot, and it hit about 3 inches low. So I crank it up 2 notches. I shoot again. It hits the same place. I'm like, what the hell? I crank it up again. Shoot, it hits the same place. And I'm sitting there doing this over and over again. I'm like, man, I've shot this scope out or something. I have to send it back. Well, then I get to looking at stuff, and the scope has moved forward up until the point where the spinning adjustment has hit the rear base of the single piece rail that it's mounted on. And so that's what was tilting it slightly. So each time I shot it and adjusted it, it was doing the same thing with each shot. It was just scooting forward maybe a millimeter each shot, and I've never seen that before. I've had those rings and that scope in it on my heavy rifle for years, and it's never done that. But I'm shooting on the light rifle with heavy recoil, and it's moving it, so I had to actually shim, because whenever I locked the rings down, they locked all the way down, metal on metal. I had to shim it so it wasn't all the way down, and I never had a scope that I've ever had lock all the way down before, you know, where the rings locked all the way to the bottom. So I never thought of it, that could be a problem.
Yeah, like on the LaRue mount, the vertical ones, they kind of lock pretty much metal to metal, but it locks it tight perfectly.
So Nathan, you doing the 375 H&H for the elk hunt? Was that the gist of your video the other day?
You mean the one where I was talking about securing the mount?
Well, no, the one that we were talking about calibers for elk?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I was talking about different calibers for elk, because the interesting thing that I read in that article, somebody actually put a definitive answer to how much bullet energy do I need at distance to kill an animal, and no one's ever done that before, because I've always had hunters tell me, oh, well, you can just use a 223. That'll kill them just fine, or a 30-30, you know, and they, whatever bullet I say I use, somebody always comes out and says, I use the tiniest bullet on earth and get the job done. What's your problem?
For what? For what?
For hunting. Anything.
I have that conversation with people about 22 all the time. Oh, 22 Magnum will work just fine. Okay, great. Good.
Yeah, people always tell me.
Knife too, but I'm not gonna.
If I say I like 45 ACP, they tell me 9mm and 380 works just as well. If I tell them I shoot a 30-06, they tell me a 223 will work on a pig just as well.
To be fair, though, 9mm is better.
Well, I mean, in ways.
The gist from watching your video that I got out of it was that, you know, everybody who has these opinions, that it really depends on the angle that you're shooting. And do you want one that can take an animal down from multiple angles, going in from multiple trajectories, or only go in via the best route?
It's the same thing. Like, you can do it with a spear, but you have to be at a perfect angle, at a perfect distance, and perfectly quiet, or it's not effective.
Well, like I said, I linked the article and I really enjoyed it because they pointed out the fact that a lot of common calibers that you would hunt elk with, like your 30-06, your 308s, your 270s, work fine at any angle within 200 yards, but outside of 200 yards you can't take a shoulder shot at 300 yards with those calibers because it'll deflect. But, you know, your 7 mag you can, and your Magnums you can shoot through the shoulder at 300 yards. The other normal cartridges work at 200 yards.
300 mag afterworld.
So 17 HMR through the eyeball won't take an elk down.
Not quite.
Well, and here's the other thing is people always talk about marksmanship. But again, if you're shooting at a long distance at an animal that can move and there could be wind involved and you're out in the field, your marksmanship is not like it is on the bench. So, I mean, I can understand if you're always sitting in a deer stand with a corn feeder that you know you're always going to take a 20-yard shot knowing you can ear hole them, but you can't do that in a real fluid hunting situation that's not a setup.
Exactly. So, that's why when we had our land, I carried a 17 HMR around because that's what I was doing, just walking around working and stuff. But when I was hunting, I sat with my 260 and I would shoot hogs with that if I was hunting.
And I'm not saying, and I'm not
stuff from longer distances.
And the point of the video was not to detract against any round. It was merely to point out the fact that this round will work at this distance on this type of shot. This one will work at this distance on this type of shot. And if you know that, then you know, okay, I have a 30-06. I got an elk at 300 yards that's 45-degree angle to me. I have to wait for that SOB to turn because I'm not getting through that shoulder with this round at 300 yards. At 200, I could punch through, but not at 300. That's what you got to know as a hunter.
When did you make this video? Because I didn't see it in my feed.
2 days ago. Sunday.
Everybody's been uploading videos like crazy the past few days. I have like 15, 20 new videos from all my subscriptions.
I'm even putting videos out. It's been years.
I think what I enjoyed out of it is the fact that somebody just listed through research and said, okay, this is 2,000 foot-pounds of energy to punch through a shoulder, and 1,200 foot-pounds is recommended to go for a broadside lung shot.
Which was is this the cartridge selection elk? Is that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's basically what they say is if you got them broadside, basically a 243 will work. But if you want to punch through a bone, it ain't going to work. So that's a very good point, because that's the thing I've always tried to tell people is, okay, I might go a little heavier on the cartridge, but again, if I shoot an animal, and then another interesting article I read was, if you hit them and you miss the kill zone, but you catch them in, I think, the liver or spleen, it's a 2-hour bleed out. They said wait 2 hours before you follow the elk.
Right.
Because they will die, but it's going to take 2 hours because it bleeds much slower.
Because we wait for about 30, 45 minutes for deer.
Right, in case you don't hit them straight in the lung or straight in the heart.
It's a good shot, and you know it, you still wait because it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, so I just found that interesting, and there's also the possibility maybe you don't hit any vital organs, but you hit a heavy main artery. Well, if you hit them with a small caliber bullet and hit a main artery,
I got a story to tell you about that actually. I did the same exact thing. Me and my dad, I was only like 11 or 12. I was hunting with my dad in a big like tower stand top thing, but it was open. It was just a big platform. And some does came up behind us, and I turned and I was shooting back across. Let me turn my camera on right here, and I'll explain to you how I was shooting. So like I was sitting straight, and I was shooting back like this, like turned almost all the way around. And the doe was only like 25 yards away, and I was just about turned as much as I could turn. I shot, and it just bounced off, flagged, went in the woods. And my dad's like, "Oh, you missed that deer." And I was like, "Yeah, I think I did," because it was really hard to tell. And I kind of felt like I'd hit it. I was like, "Yeah, I probably missed it." So we hunted the whole rest of that morning thinking I had missed that deer. Like, dang, missed that deer. We got down and walked over there, and there's a blood path like in the corner of the field that she ran into, like a foot wide, and she only ran like 40 yards and fell right there in the woods, and there she was. And it just happened to hit on the front shoulder. When they're turned there's an artery, I hit, because there's like the meat sticks out in front of the shoulder. I just barely nicked her right there, and it hit a major artery, and she bled out. So that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, my dad used to tell me that when he hunted in the 60s with a recurve bow, that a lot of times at about 20 yards, they would release the arrow, and the bow twang would make the deer jump and spin in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And if the deer jumped and spun in a circle, it would hit him in the rear end.
Oh, wow.
Because, I'm serious. He said it happened.
It's horrible.
It happened occasionally. That either you totally miss or they would spin, and if they spun, you nail them in the rear.
Yeah,
and he said that
they ducked the arrow.
Bill usually died because the arrow would be a through and through, and the broadhead would hit an artery, and they'd bleed out through a major artery, because broadheads do a lot more arterial damage.
I'm so surprised at how that arrows just go through deer like nothing.
My dad, one time, he said back in the 90s, when he used to bow hunt like crazy. Like, he's probably killed more deer with a bow than he has a rifle. And he said there was one time where he shot, I think he shot low. I don't know if he hit it somewhere on the neck or maybe right beneath the shoulder. But he said like one blade freaking hit the deer, and it nicked a major artery, and it killed it. It didn't even have a solid hit. And he said he got so lucky.
You mean like in the midair it just took out his throat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he basically sliced the deer's throat by accident.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. But yeah, do most arrows just go right through deer? Is that correct? And that's what they're designed to do? So they bleed out?
Right through deer. I shoot arrows clean through hogs, the small ones.
Wow. I was just thinking of hitting bone and stuff. I must hit bone a lot and bounce out.
When you crank it up to 70, unless you hit the shoulder, it goes right through hogs easy.
Wow.
I've shot one hog with a bow when I was young.
I watched some of those hunting shows lately. You could see the blood flying out of the deer after it gets hit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Again, a bullet does a great deal of. It has the combination of not only the wound channel, but the hydrostatic shock.
Mm-hmm.
An arrow has no hydrostatic shock, but you're shooting basically a 2-inch blade.
You're slicing.
You're making 3 slices like a knife through it, and that, if it hits anything that bleeds, bleeds right out those slices. I mean, it internal and external bleeds right out because it goes through both sides. In fact, you want the arrow not to stick because if it is a through and through, it leaves the channel open on both sides. And that speeds the whole process up.
Yeah, it's like a flat tire. You want it to have a tube in your tire to let the air out, because if you just puncture your tire, it plugs it. That's why those spike strips are hollow, because they used to be solid, but it wouldn't flatten the tire fast enough. Same theory. You saying something, Chris?
No, I was just saying. You say so if it bleeds, you can kill it. Okay.
Oh. Well, yeah.
If it bleeds.
If it bleeds, I ain't got time to bleed.
Get to the chopper.
Oh, rough day. Pissing blood, spitting blood, bleeding.
I love that movie. Speaking of which, I got to get my ruck down with my fake Gatling gun and take it off it.
Are you gonna try and reanimate the costume again?
No. I need the ruck for my elk hunt because.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Gatling gun off the ruck to get the ruck.
There you go. Go back to practice.
The ruck's how I'm gonna pack the legs out one at a time. I'm not kidding.
Oh, I know.
The thing I was thinking of is I have a game cart that's like a really heavy big game cart, but I'm going to take the wheels off of it, and I'm going to just buy a metal bar for an axle, one with, a threaded one that I can put nuts and bolts on. I'm going to put the wheels on, and that way I can use the ruck not only to carry on my back, but if the trail is smooth enough, I can drop it and pull it like a wheelbarrow. And I'm going to test it, of course, before I bother carrying that much weight up there with the wheels, see if it's worth it. But I think it will be, because it's only going to add a couple pounds. And hauling a 60-pound item down on the back of a ruck, if you can roll it on two wheels for most of the journey downhill, that's going to be a lot easier than carrying it.
Hey, Jello, you still there? Must have stepped away.
Yeah, I'm here. My computer's it's running slow because I'm trying to set my fantasy line.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. It's just running slow, so I can't get.
You had a old battle belt, which you may still have built for like a M4.
You still do.
But you also have an AK. Do you have magazine pouches for an AK that can go on that belt?
Well, you see, AK-74 mags fit in M4 mag pouches.
Well, you suck.
So all my 74 mags will fit in all my AR-15 pouches. So even those shingle ones, which is those Condor ones, but they obviously aren't going to fit a 47 variety of magazine. So that again was one of the reasons I went with the 74, because it gave me a crossover for all my gear. Because there isn't one, my vest, my cross-draw vest, my plate carrier, my battle belt, all of them can take. All I gotta do is switch the mags out of there, and that's it. So I was thinking ahead. I created a system, Dano. My nut and fancy kicked in, and I created a system.
No, you didn't. You watched Nut and Fancy and got it from him.
Oh, I got all that shit.
You emailed Nut and Fancy.
I'm not a.
He goes, no, do this. And you're like, yes, oh Lord.
I got my dangerous things are good shirt around here somewhere.
No, I'm not bagging on Nut and Fancy.
Oh no.
Dude, I love Nut and Fancy.
You've become the high point of the conversation now. It's like, oh yeah, but it works.
Although I don't know if you guys are necessarily into this or not, but when I watch non-traditional media, especially about overseas events, war zones, and the like over in Syria. I pay a lot of attention because it's on the internet. I can slow it down, pause it, rewind it, and I look at the rifles and the stuff that they're carrying in detail. As far as like what seems to be popular over there as far as rather than just say, oh, it's just AKs. What kind of AKs?
I see what you're saying.
Do you ever see Nothing Fancy in the background, like a Where's Waldo?
I was waiting for this to go to the Nothing Fancy thing.
But I've seen three what I'll call generic variations that I'll describe for you. On the lowest platform, what I'll call the lowest rifleman, will have just a wooden stock vanilla AK. Okay.
Bakelite mag.
What's that?
I see a lot of the 74s. They're using Bakelite mag still, and like when we were looking at Crimea or whatever, they're getting invaded.
On the mags, it's like all over the place.
Yeah, right.
As far as the mags, I don't see any consistency at all. But then for guys who are like a level up from just what I'll call a private corporal, maybe like a platoon sergeant kind of equivalent, that those guys are all carrying underfolders. And then the next level up is your commanders or your officers. They have a tendency to carry the Russian-style side folders. The triangle folder. Anybody familiar with AKs in here?
Yeah,
I'm listening. I'm just muted, so I'll stay on.
I mean, you know what I mean when I say that the triangle folder or the Russian style? Okay, yeah. And I don't know why, other than maybe that's the best of the folder situations because I've never fired one, so I have no idea. But as far as you get the full stretch of the stock, rather than that, and it's much more of a natural feel than the underfolder does, which is the type
about the polymer folders.
I can't tell if they're polymer. I don't know what they're made out of.
Are they a triangle side folder or are they polymer?
Yes.
Okay.
Triangle side folder.
Those are metal.
Yeah, they're generically called the Russian style.
Right.
And they're hollow in the middle, right? It's like a frame. It's just a triangle.
I got one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And does that go around the side scope mount on the side of the AK?
It goes on the non-ejection port side, so they can still fire. But your commanders, your higher ups tend to hold those, and like I said, your on the field leaders or your more elite guys tend to have the underfolders, and then your in the trench guys tend to have just wooden stock, nothing moves, no flexibility type AKs.
Well, that's probably a combination, because let's face it, in all militaries, the higher ups usually have pistols and, rarely have rifles, but these guys are all in the field you're seeing. So, of course, I think the more comfortable the weapon is to carry, i.e. side folder, the higher ups are going to claim those for themselves. Plus, it's probably a style thing.
Because that could definitely, now that I have an underfolder and I fired it, and it's comfortable for me, but I can see that it's also much faster to deploy the buttstock with a side folder than it is with an underfolder. There's just a lot more resistance.
I don't know why the polymer side folders aren't more in stock, because those are awesome in that they fold to the side like the triangle does. It's the same latch, it's the same everything. It's just you get the full-length stock on there, and those are pretty awesome. I had shot one of those.
You mean in this country?
Yeah, well, no, they're on the new 100 series of the AKs, so like the AK-100s in Russia. I'll get a link real fast.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if in person I've ever actually even seen a Russian AK.
What do you call it? I got to shoot an AK for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, what type? What type?
Trying to remember. My hunting buddy bought one because his wife's from Russia, and they also got a Tokarev too.
Oh, nice. Nice Russian package there.
If you look at the image I'm sharing right there, those are the AKs right there, and they have the same latch mechanism of the triangle where you press that button, but they're full length, the AK stock, and they're made of polymer. They're pretty neat. I like them.
Oh, see, like what I said, it's got that hole for the scope mount.
Scope rail, yeah.
Yeah, the guys in Syria are not carrying around the types that have the little scope mount rail.
Okay.
I'm not as Google on the folders as everybody. I guess I don't know. I don't really. I guess I don't know. I like a decent collapsible.
What are the Russian AKs that just went out of stock a couple weeks ago?
Segas.
Not Segas. No, those were banned. I'm just saying.
Oh, the Concern, Kalashnikov Concern.
Yeah, he said it was a Kalashnikov.
There you go.
Yeah. And the reason he got that one and the Tokarov is because his wife's brother, who they Skype with, is in the FSB, which is the former KGB. And so they just think it's hilarious that they get on Skype and hold all these weapons up that he doesn't have. He's got a Tokarov pistol in .30 caliber, and I think he gets to shoot it once a year and has to leave it locked up at home unless he's ordered to take it out.
And he's still currently in their version of the Secret Service?
Yeah, he's in the FSB. Yeah.
I'm
he doesn't
kind of
carry
surprised.
though. He's an accountant type.
Oh, okay, that's why.
But he has one issued to him. But it's just hilarious because his sister, who's married to this American, and she's armed to the teeth. She has a CHL. She carries a Ruger LC9. And then he bought a Honda CRV over there, so she bought a Honda Pilot. She's always one-upping him. Gotta love those family quarrel, or those little family shenanigans.
I always wondered, if people in other countries, if that really burned them bad, or how do they? Granted, I suppose you just have to get to a point of total submission on the issue, because what's your choice, especially when you can't leave?
Well,
Are you talking about not being able to have firearms, or are you talking about?
Yes. Being in a position where you're trusted in government, or you're in a trusted position, period, yet you're never truly fully trusted.
I think it's in the same. Oh, you mean the individuals who are in the government too? Yeah. Well, I think like on the individual level, a lot of people, even in this country, are growing up without even thinking about. Oh, I might need to. I might come across some kind of person who's intent on doing me harm someday, and I might need to defend myself. I think people just are oblivious to that.
Oh, don't worry. The people in Russia are not oblivious like the people in America. They're unarmed but want to be armed because they have all sorts of. Only criminals have guns in Russia.
Right.
Cops and criminals.
Now, Nathan, I realize over Skype they have to be aware of their own personal security, because I would assume that he's being listened to. I mean, that's.
Oh God, yeah.
That it would only be prudent to have what I'll call a war relic that's still in functional condition, that's buried underneath a floorboard, that still has, 8 rounds of 1943 ammunition in it, that no one ever speaks of, yet the family is all aware of.
Well, like I said, he's in the FSB over there, and he has a pistol issued to him, so he just doesn't get to carry it around, and she gets to have a CHL and carry hers around.
But anything issued can be taken because it does not belong to you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I'm talking about not just him, but also others over there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that there's got to be a large amount of firearms and ammunition in private hands that are literally inside of walls, under floorboards.
I don't know. I've never asked about that. He just mentions how, because his wife went over there to visit recently, and just they had to be really careful because they all live in big apartment condo places, right. And there's just a lot of knife robberies, because people need money and get a knife, and everyone's unarmed. It's just like Chicago used to be. The bad guys had the weapons, and other people run around scared. It sucks to live in that sort of a lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, and just so anyone listening is still aware, in Chicago, in public housing, you're still not allowed to carry. So it's
Because
still
it's government housing, they put some type of rule in.
Yep.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
Well, it's Rahm Emanuel's way of saying, "Fuck you! You're living in my spot now. You're not gonna."
Yeah, you're living in my house. You can't obey these
public
judgments.
housing, and actually they did public housing throughout the entire state, not just Chicago.
How can a court not overturn that if after Washington D.C. Heller versus D.C. How can they not overturn something like that, saying you live in a public housing, it's your house, but you can't have a gun in there? What the hell?
It's one of the many things that are, just like Florida carry, we have an Illinois carry that, we are working on, but these things take years and lots of money.
You're right, they take time to get through, yeah.
And, I mean, we just got concealed carry, just over well, in practical terms, we just got it, 4 or 5 months ago. But it's going to take, years to try to get some of this stuff, thrown out.
One other thing I wanted to mention is he's always telling me stories his wife tells about Russia when she came over to the U.S., like all the things that weirded her out. They're driving at night, and she sees cows on the side of the road because we're in Texas. And she's like, "What are those cows doing out?" And he's like, "What? They're just out. They got a barbed wire fence. They can't get out." No. Why aren't they in a barn being guarded? Like in Russia, you don't leave your cows out at night because you don't have as many cows in the morning when you come back. You put them in the barn and guard them in Russia.
So they got some rustlers over there, huh?
No, they got some people who want to eat that cow, not rustle and ride off and sell them to someone. They'll take a cow and slaughter it.
I'm assuming, but by sunrise, that cow would be nothing more than guts and hide.
Yep.
Everything would be quartered and hauled off.
Well, I mean, she used to have her. She's a professor, and she used to have her students come in and tell her when they got meat down at the butcher shop, and she would like leave the class, go down to the butcher shop, and get in line. And you get up there, and the butcher has your chunk of meat, and you're like, "Oh, that chunk of meat's full of bones and fat," and he's like, "You don't want it. Next person will." He doesn't care. I mean, it's so limited. They don't care. Toilet paper is still hard to get.
That's that also what fosters what I call the soft black market, where you're exactly right. Someone else will take it, but for a few extra, whether it be rubles or some sort of barter, you can get your share, but you can get the quality meat.
Get this, fruit is a delicacy. The only fruit anyone can get in remote parts of Russia is bananas. Those are the only things that they can get hold of is bananas. Nobody can get hold of apples or grapes or any of that. Only rich people can get that in Russia.
Well, how do they get vitamin C so they don't get scurvy?
Like, you can get that from limes and lemons.
Yeah, but these people don't have access to it.
They drink a lot of vodka with lemon.
Well, the reason I ask is because that's why the British had the nickname the Limeys. Because when they used to sail back in the 1700s, to prevent from getting scurvy, they used to bring limes.
I really never asked. I didn't know that. He would just tell stories about how they used to bring bananas in, and what they'd do is to keep them cold, they would have them down in the morgue, so the bananas would smell kind of like formaldehyde.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was jacked up.
I mean,
there's great stories out of Russia.
The fruit you have tastes terrible.
I mean, the bananas tasted fine once you peeled them, but they'd smell like the morgue.
You just have to let them sit out and air out for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you had to air out your bananas. Yeah, but they keep them in the morgue.
Apparently, a banana can take a scratch out of a CD. You use the inside to buff it and the outside of the skin to buff it further, and I guess it takes the scratches out of CDs. Just
nice.
Good to know.
Strange banana facts,
Yeah, they just, in Russia, they have a few things that are really cheap and easy to get. Like vodkas. They sell cans of beer out of vending machines.
Potatoes big there.
Yeah, they got beer in vending machines, and beer's considered a food, not an alcoholic drink, because everyone drinks vodka, and they just consider beer a joke. I guess they just drink that in the morning for breakfast or something. Who knows? But just different ways of looking at things and all that stuff, and I don't know, leaving tips is weird there, and just all sorts of stuff. Just very different culture, and everyone's suspicious of everything.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, think about it. Everyone grew up with Big Brother looking over their shoulder, so now that things have changed, the people still haven't. They're still paranoid as hell, and rightly so, because people used to vanish.
That part has not.
Yeah, I guess Putin and stuff is pretty much watching them too and keeping an eye on them.
I mean, the secret society continues.
What isn't? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the what they call secret policing it continues there too still. So, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. I am interested to see what happens in the next month or two, because her niece, who is I think 9 or 10, is coming over, and they're taking her to Disneyland. And her visa, when you come over, is good for 2 years. So we're going to see if she goes back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, bring a 9-year-old and take her over to Disneyland. Then
Can they still defect?
Yeah, that I don't think that's going to happen.
Can they still defect?
Is your mother coming with her?
Yeah, her mom's actually traveling with her.
Oh, okay.
So, but the mom will probably go back because the husband's still back there. But
yeah.
the daughter may stay over here, and
mother may stay for the daughter.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, if I was the father and my child had a chance at a real life, and that meant that I just had to, let them go, I would want them to have a real life.
Well, he's probably oblivious of the facts of the United States. He probably doesn't know how good it is over here till he experiences it. So
I'm going to tell you, his sister has been over here a decade, and they Skype all the time. So I think he's got a pretty decent idea from her what's going on.
Yeah, his sister's not going to lie to her brother.
It ain't top secret what life is like.
I mean, they back in the 50s and 60s, they used to think that our grocery stores were just all setups, that they weren't real.
They couldn't believe there was so much stuff in it, so they thought it was all fake, like the moon landing.
Yep.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yep.
I'm kidding.
You're not the first person who ever said that I've heard from, that I laughed at, but yeah.
Man, we got this radio host called Russ Martin, and he always makes jokes about the moon landing and stuff, and they're talking about how they're going back to the old style rockets, and he's like, of course they can use the original sets when they go back to the moon.
Well, it's also
going back to the straight rockets.
It's an easy way to reference ideas that may be out on the edge of reality that everybody can relate to, or at least most people can understand what they mean.
Well, it is interesting. And the other thing that the radio host makes fun of is he says that Kennedy was the government for faking the moon landing, so they had him killed, and then they named the Space Center the Kennedy Center. So everyone's like, "See what happened to the last guy who was going to open his big mouth? We named the center after him."
You know what? Serious moon landing, fake moon landing believers. They're the ones outside of petitioning the government. They stop. We need to dismantle NASA because there's no space. They're the ones who are serious. They're the ones who want to dismantle all space program because they think it's all fake. It's like, why are you setting these fake things up all the time? Sending these rockets up to nowhere and setting up this. You're spending millions of dollars on sets. It's like, yeah, those are the wackos that think that's the moon landing was faked. It's one of the things that we're spending millions of dollars for nothing. fuck's sake, shut up.
Well, I mean, and you know, they're smart people can make the argument that because we were in a race with Russia to get to the moon, and it was an honor thing, that the possibility of that we just simply faked it so that they would stop trying to get there. I mean, I could see that, but I mean, again, all those astronauts though, and all the people that worked there, they would not all keep their mouths shut if it didn't happen.
Here's the thing.
Talk.
Yeah, here's the thing though. No, I'm talking about the really fringe, serious ones who believes. You know, these are like, some of them are even flat earthers and stuff like that. They believe that, you know, there's nothing outside our you know, our atmosphere, and we're just faking everything, and we're spending billions of dollars to perpetrate that ruse. Those are the really fringe ones.
Well, there's always going to be fringe people on the edge of society that don't believe anything. The people are suspicious of everything. So
you know, the people like you know, who believe the moon landing was fake, just to, you know, but the space is real. I can tolerate those people. People think that we're wasting billions of dollars sending false rockets into nothing.
I guarantee you that every single person who tells you that, almost every single person that truly believes the moon landing was fake, will also tell you 9/11 was done by the government.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're the same type of people because they buy into the same story, that the government is secretly behind everything and lying about everything and deceiving us.
Well, Nathan, I have a question for you, and this is something that's only come to my attention recently. Building number 7, which was not one of the trade towers, collapsed, but was never hit by a plane. Was also was not hit by one of the trade towers when they came down either.
I'm just coming into this conversation. How are we talking about Building 7? Because seriously, I mean, I'm on the side of the fence.
It started with the fake moon landings, and now it's moved on to 9/11.
Oh well, I mean, I hate to whatever. I mean, I'm going to tell you, put it on the spot. 3 steel frame buildings in all of history have collapsed, and all of them were on that day.
Right.
And 7. Again, there's absolutely zero reason for that to have collapsed, and let alone possibly the towers. But let's not go there. Let's just focus on
the
number
towers, 7. I understand a plane hit them.
There's a possibility, but I mean, both of them within an hour. But whatever.
But for
Building
that
7
building
leaves a lot to be desired.
It's like 14 stories tall, if I have that correct. Was never hit by a plane, and was never hit by either of the other 2 towers going down.
Exactly.
Collapsed perfectly down within its footprint.
Exactly.
Like a demolition squad had set it up. I mean,
and they have found thermite, period.
Implosion?
They found it. Yep.
I mean, it defies logical thought processes.
Exactly. I mean, it's unprovable that it came down because of what they say, really.
I mean, it's nothing to do with the 2 towers, as far as the whole.
And you know, the whole. There's like $450 billion worth of gold missing too. You know that story, right?
Yes.
That's a true story.
Yes.
That's a fucked up story too, because there are trucks. There were some found in trucks, meaning why would it be in the trucks that couldn't make it out? You know what I mean? It's not good, my friends. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
But that whole building number 7 thing really makes me think more than twice.
Exactly. Just to keep your eyes open, you know?
A whole lot of facts. Just a simple picture, watching it collapse upon itself professionally. I mean, it didn't lean over to one side as if the wind had blown it over, because it was just and it wasn't as if it got hit by either of the planes or got hit by either of the other 2 towers.
What do you think of BBC, the girl reporting it? Oh, we've just been informed it's collapsed, and it's still being showed live behind her in the screen.
Oh, that part I didn't see.
Oh my God, there's a broadcast.
Oh, well, I know there's a whole lot more that I don't know.
Oh, well, this is even crazier, because the broadcaster on the BBC is going, we've just been informed that World Trade Center 7 has collapsed. And they're showing a live feed behind her on the green screen type thing.
Right.
And the building's still there. And then her broadcast starts to break up. And it was 10 minutes before the collapse.
Yeah. That's something I would love to find out a whole lot more about, but unfortunately, I have to get up in the morning and go to bed, so...
There, Daniel.
Well, another night.
That's a Green Tavern chat.
Is it a Green Tavern chat?
Yeah,
or
Green Dragon Tavern chat.
Oh, yeah, Green Dragon or
I know, but I'm
American
telling
Morning
you,
chat.
I mean, that whole freaking... That's a crazy thing.
We're, this Sunday...
I'd like to talk about it at some point.
This Sunday, my chat's going to be new handguns of 2014. That's going to be my topic. So I'm announcing it now, so if anybody else steals my topic, I'll be pissed.
No.
Okay, guys.
That's a good topic, though. That's a good starter topic.
You're behind it. You got to think of the new model year coming up.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like cars now.
Let's talk about the 2015s coming on. I mean, come on.
Well, no, but
I want the model F-150.
Yeah.
The 2014s.
What about the new Camaro SIG?
The 2014s that died before they ever started, the R51 from Remington, to other guns that either we haven't heard much of anything about or have ended up being quite successful. So that's the topic for Sunday night.
All right, I'm bouncing, guys.
Me too. Get you later.
Later. Hey, Nathan, really quickly before you go.
Night.
Do you reload pistol?
Yes.
What powder do you use?
Winchester WSF. Winchester Superfield.
All right. Have you ever heard of a powder called Little Gun?
Yep.
Do you think that can be used for pistol?
Yeah, Little Gun's used in certain pistol cartridges.
Shit, I should have picked one up.
Well, it's a slower burning powder. Little Gun is for your more your kind of your cowboy action type stuff. Little Guns, the shotgun powders and the pistol powders overlap a lot, and Little Gun is closer to what a rifle powder would be. It's
really?
The shotgun powders and pistol powders burn extremely fast. Little Gun is on the slower end of that. Almost, it can be used to load some rifle cartridges that are very small. So it's an interesting thing. So I don't know if you have any particular calibers that it would work well in. Again, go to just go to Hodgson's website.
I do.
There. Yeah.
I do. And I go to Hodgins that's where I got my data from for IMR 4227.
It's a good place to go.
Yeah, that's why I learned that IMR 4227 being ignored by a lot of being said that that's only for rifle can actually work for pistol. So for 357 Magnum and 38 Special.
Yeah. I mean, and again, certain cartridges lend themselves to the slower burning powders. It just depends, and you'll find out as you load more and more. You don't really see it in pistol, but when you reload rifle, you'll see a powder works on the list, and you'll get a hold of the powder and try it, and it'll shoot like crap. So then you actually have to do research and find out what other shooters use in that caliber. And so like me, I had a 7 mag, and I tried to use this stuff called Rotumbo, which is a super slow burning, but super high powered gunpowder used in African big game cartridges. Well, it's way on the wrong end of the spectrum to be put into the 7 mag, but it works in it, but it doesn't work well. It's a powder designed for your 300 Remington Ultra Magnums, not for a regular Magnum. It's designed for Ultra Magnum cartridges.
Yeah.
So when I used it, it shot like crap.
Yeah. Well,
I got a hell of a lot of velocity.
Yep. I'm right now. I'm just shooting, and all I care about is it leaves the barrel when I pull the trigger.
Well, yeah, like I said,
that's the safest thing you can do, right? But that's what I'm talking about. How can this be such a? I'm sorry to butt in, but how can that be such a disparity there that you're literally worried about the bullet having enough velocity to shoot, over 800, right? I guess that's a nice safe speed. But how could it be so testy that you're not confident that it will? You know what I'm saying? Can you create different pressures the way you're loading it,
Yeah.
Or yeah, I mean,
No,
when I say that, but I mean,
the pressure only varies mainly by the amount of powder you put in.
that's what I'm saying. It's not like you're crimping it and that's creating a different result versus a non-crimp, or you just all powder just acts wicked different apparently, right? And the same powder can act differently if it's old. Is that what we're kind of saying here?
I don't think age, as long as you keep it in a cool, dry place, age has no effect really on the powder to an extent. I mean, my dad the other day shot he had a 30-year-old can of powder, and he used it, and it worked fine. I mean, there was a little degradation, but not much. I mean, the stuff it's like salt. It doesn't really degrade if it's kept in a cool, dry place. But, and you can find cartridges that, have been loaded, and Spam cans are 30 years old. I mean, as long as it's not exposed to elements, it's usually fine. But the thing about powder is very interesting because it has a combination of the amount, how fast it burns, and how much pressure it creates.
So that creates 3 characteristics then, right?
Pretty much.
And then now you're dealing with things like what? Stick and powder, or because it seems like like Chris, you said last night, you're like, oh yeah, I'm using H42227, whatever. Like, what is all these variants? Is it like, how many different kinds of powder is there?
It's a lot.
Yeah,
and different. There's a sheet. There's like low data that officially with these powders or with these bullet makers they have these low data. And if it's not in there, that means it either hasn't been tried or it's not recommended.
Okay.
I found I was miraculous enough that I found that particular the powder that I found. I was on my phone at Cabela's on my phone trying to figure out will this powder work? Will this powder work? And apparently, the powder I bought, which is IMR 4227, that's just the manufacturer brand, is can shoot a 357 Magnum and 38 Special. So that's why I went for it, and that's why. What
does that say on the label? Like, it doesn't say this.
It doesn't say on the label.
Powder? No,
it doesn't say. Most of them don't say anything on the label. You have to know. You have to look at research. Okay. But I was going to say, Chris, the reason you found that gunpowder at Cabela's is because it doesn't work in a 45 or a 9mm. I guarantee you.
Now, how is that the case? That's what I'm saying. Now, how can that be the case if it can shoot in a 357 and a 38? How could it not work well in this?
Case capacity.
No. That's at the same time too. I actually found data from for 147 grain 9mm that uses 8 grains of powder. So there is formula for that, and I will try that later on.
There's room in the case for it, huh? Okay.
Yes.
But now, in that case, are you saying that it might literally just come out at 600 feet per second?
No. Okay, so whenever they do load data, if powder is functional yet it won't reach a minimum velocity, they don't consider it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're saying so the actual space that the powder takes up.
Yeah, there's some powders that will technically function in a weapon, but it's not within the scale of the speed the weapon needs to fire. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay.
It's like trying to put like regular gas in your premium sports car. It pings, it knocks, it runs like shit. It's kind of that thing. But it's a combination of these different chemical factors and how fast the powder burns, and the combination of barrel length that comes into effect. So, for instance, most of my powders are for rifles, and they burn. They're big, thick stick powder compared to what pistol powder uses, which is little flakes, big stick chunks, and it's because that slows down the burn speed because you want to get the maximum pressure at about 20 inches plus down the barrel. Right. Whereas with a revolver, you need all that power immediately because, again, you're blowing it out the side of the cylinder a little bit, and it's not reaching full speed as it exits into the barrel. You need it to reach maximum pressure and velocity very quickly, like within a 2 to 3 inch barrel.
But right there, you make it sound so simple. Like, okay, we've got our nice stick powder that's going to be great for your rifle rounds, and you got your fine powder for your handguns. But it just seems like there's so much more variance than. There's no universal powder across the board because you guys talk about red dot, versus green dot. But why you say all this is the case is because not all powder is always available, so you're forced to change from time to time, and that's where it creates some of this probably. Well, so it's probably good to stick with what you know, right? And load up, so you don't have to worry about it getting like if you like this powder, Chris, you're going to be psyched because you got 3 pounds.
Okay, so do you see the link I just put in the side chat? Click on that.
I do now. I'm going.
Click on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, the burn rate sheet. I saw that. Yeah.
Hey,
so this is all different powder.
that is all the powders and all the manufacturers and the scientific rate at how fast the powder burns from top to bottom in speed. So like most of my rifle powders for my heavy bullets and magnums are up between they fall into the number 82 and number 120.
But now, see, on here, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, I'm not seeing any burn rates. I'm just seeing in order of fastest to slowest. Or slowest to fastest.
Correct, because it's just an in general idea. So you can look at that real quickly on that chart and go, okay,
Okay.
It's just
is this like a universal chart that everyone uses though too?
Yeah.
Goes, this is about a 54. This burns at Yeah,
it's a totally universal chart. And the thing is let's say I go to look at reloading data on a particular weight bullet on a particular case, and it gives me the choice of 10 powders. Well, I can refer to this chart and see which one's on the faster end and which one's on the slower end. So I know if I have an extremely short barrel, I want to pick one of the faster burning powders to start with. Or if I'm shooting long range for accuracy and I have a long barrel that's maybe 26 inches, I might want to go with the slower burning powder spectrum.
And it really screws you up because you're like, oh, I like Alliant. Well, they got 2028. Alliant Unique. Alliant Arms. Alliant 2520. So you really got to know your shit.
Yeah, you basically, what you do is you look at the load data, say, I'm looking for this powder or these 3 powders, go to Cabela's and see if they got any. Like I know the 5 powders that I use, so anytime I see them, I buy a pound of it.
But it'd be accurate to say that you can't go to Cabela's and then pick up a box, a Hodgdon H110. It's not going to tell you on that label where it's at. You just need to know by this chart, right?
Correct.
So it takes a lot of knowledge that way.
Well, and the thing about going up to Cabela's that I've even done is I've looked and seen a powder and been like, I wonder if that'll work in 223 because that's the only powder they got in stock right now. I walk over and they got reloading manuals sit out. I open it up and look it up and say, oh yeah, that does work with 223. Give me a pound of that.
All right.
So they leave their books out so you'll buy the powder.
Yeah. Me, I had to go.
You can also get on your phone.
Yeah. Me, I went straight to my phone, looked up each powder that they have, see if it'll work, and it was just a miracle that I found. I realized 4227 works for a 38 special, which is what I'm doing right now. Then I found out later on that it does have somebody did the 9mm on that, and fired it from a high point. There's a video actually on YouTube. Fired a high point with 4227, and it works. So right now.
Powder is an IMR 4227.
Yes.
Okay, so I just found it on there, and it's a number 65.
Yep.
So that means it's in the upper third of fastest.
And I can tell you at 65 on that scale, it's on the slower burning end of what can be used in shotguns or pistols.
Okay, so you start getting crossover.
Yeah, there's crossover at some point. And here's another thing is, okay, so take your 30-06. Your 30-06, you have to look up load data based on what weight bullet and what manufacturer you're going to use. Yep. So you could use anything from a 100-grain bullet all the way up to a 220-grain bullet. So each weight of bullet has a different amount of...
Yeah.
Each weight of bullet that you look at has a different amount of power because what you can use in a 100-grain bullet, if you try to use that same load in a 200-grain bullet, will blow your barrel up.
Yep. Right.
The pressure is trying to shove something twice as heavy down the barrel. You have to have a slower burning powder to push the heavier bullet, so the pressure doesn't build too quickly.
Well, this is very interesting stuff. I know it seems like a lot. I mean, again, if I shot at any amount of regularity, I suppose I'd be And I like the idea of it, even real novice-y getting into it. For me, the money part is the biggest thing, and I don't have spare money.
Well, here's the thing to me too, though. I'm going to save a shitload of money because of this. I spent about $300 already all at once. A lot of people, wondering who the hell, what the hell I'm thinking, because I don't usually do that. But this is an investment for me. I'm going to be able to make rounds for cheap without having to spend a lot of money for 38 Special 357 Magnum, which is $20 a box of 50 for 357.
Yeah. Chris is saving 50% on every bullet he loads.
Yep.
So
basically, he needs. If you take into the consideration with the bullets, the powder, and the shells and the primers cost him above that $300, that's your mark. And then you slowly add to that, and then at some point you're going to hit the break even, which might take you a year or two. And then boom, then you're saving money.
Let's just say I'm going to throw this out here because it's what I save. When I load a 45 ACP, I save a quarter. So, how many quarters does it take to get to $300?
Yeah, 1,200.
12. Okay, so if I load 1,200, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Yeah. If I load 1,200 rounds of 45 ACP, then I just pay for my reloading setup. Now, when you start factoring in the fact that I reload about 7 or 8 different rounds, and some of those are upwards of $3 a bullet to buy, I make my money back really.
Well, that becomes a no-brainer when you're in exotics, and not even exotics, just expensive rounds in general.
I mean, even 7mm mag or 30-06, I'm saving $1 plus a round on those.
Yeah, I'm sure
it's almost picking up dollars off the ground.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can.
You imagine doing some shit like that.
And then you start picking up the advantages of being
able
to optimize your gun and what load it likes, and then you can get optimum accuracy for cheap.
The entire reason I got into it was because my dad reloaded, and he was an engineer, and I saw how he could basically, when he loaded his rounds for his rifle, how he could basically get them. I shot his rifle when I was 12, and at 100 yards, kept 5 rounds in the size of a dime because his bench rest setup was so good. And that, since then, has just sold me on the idea of load precision rounds for accuracy. I mean, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, and you're a hunter, so you're definitely, I definitely give you
but the things I hunt, I can hit with a rock.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'm serious. But that's
I would like to do a video of that. I like to do that. Just walk up to, I just go near a freaking log with a freaking rock and just throw
stone guy, yeah.
Drop it on his head.
I literally have, I can't tell you how many times I've sat in a tree, had a deer walk under me that I could have dropped a cinder block on,
Or drop down with a knife like a freaking commando, right in
Yeah, if I wanted to break my legs, but I mean, I literally have had so many critters within 10 yards of me being above them in a tree that it's just silly.
I decided to reload because to me it's the next aspect. Not aside from just the being able to shoot more and saving on ammo, for me it's just the next aspect of being a gun owner.
And because it's hard to it takes effort, and we live in a society where everyone wants to just pay money rather than put forth effort. You will be able to, when the ammo shortage happens again, which it will at some point, you will hopefully have the comp saved up to just assemble what you need and get through it. I mean, I had no problem during the ammo shortage. I just, if I need to go to the range, I got my gear out and I put together some bullets,
I almost bought some 45 today, even though I don't have one, just to start buying it. And just start having it, and for when I do get one, or if I don't, I could always sell it, I guess. But
once I collect the 45 shells, I'm going to start. I'm thinking about getting me a decent 1911, a real 1911. And
that would get me going towards that if I had a lot of ammo started for it. And then
because now that I got, now that I can reload, 45s without spending $20 for 50 rounds,
Mm-hmm.
And that's 38 specials is probably pretty much the same thing too.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna bounce because I gotta feel like a racehorse.
All right.
And plus, I gotta go to the range tomorrow, and I gotta go to bed if I want to go to the range.
Yeah, I am gonna go to the range for sure tomorrow. check out my speed limiter. We'll see you, man. Marco.
Congrats, Chris. Congrats, bro. I'm happy for you.
Oh, what on my reload?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy you did it. I'm happy it shot. I'm happy it didn't blow up your gun. I'm happy it worked well for you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put a video. It was I used my rifle first, just to be careful, and it like, wait a minute, there's no recoil. I felt like, whoa, even with the 357 Magnum, even heavy loading a little bit heavier, it was like push, like, oh wow, this is nothing. I can do this a lot of times. So I figured it out. I got my recipe. I got my data, everything, and now I'm gonna be right now. I've done 10 rounds talking to you guys. I'm gonna be mass producing. I'm gonna fill out the box tonight and go to rest, and and I'll be shooting more 38 Special 257 Magnum now that I can do this. How you been, man?
Good, man.
Your belt been working for you, if you know what I mean?
Oh, dogs. Yeah, that joint will work out like twice. It'll last like 3 days.
Yeah.
That's a story about my cat. My cat's been.
Oh yeah, how'd that video turn out? I mean, once you posted that vid, what kind of responses and comments have you gotten?
Well, it was funny because I posted it on his Facebook on the side, and the funny thing is, my personal Facebook is my personal Facebook. Like my family ruined my Facebook for me. Like it's really bad, so I can't.
I'm with you on that. I understand exactly.
I have a lot of international family. I'm gonna get phone calls. I just don't want to deal with that shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So I had to create another one with a different email, and I had like no picture, no nothing. So I'm guessing that's why I got like no, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It just was total. Like, who is this? Yeah, it's not like I'm Butch, dude.
Can't believe how many little kids are on YouTube though. Shit was funny.
Yeah, man. Oh.
Hey, Chris. So
how
many pieces of brass do you have now?
I got a few. I managed to steal a few from the range for 357 Magnums. I don't have that many 357 Magnums, so I cleaned up the ones I shot today. I'm gonna be reloading those. So
So how many total?
I got a few hundred. I'll just show you here, because I can't really count. I don't really have a count. I'm just going to...
You got to start buying those little 50 crate boxes. Do you have like those 50 crate like plastic joints?
Oh, I got a lot of those. I love those little
plastic stickers.
Those Franklins and those MGMs and stuff.
Yeah. So this is what I already deprimed. I still got a handful that I have not deprimed, and then the ones I shot today. And then I'm going to be thinking about buying some brass online too. So, and when you buy brass online, it's you can find cheap. You can buy 200 for $50.
Well, your next gun show, just go to next gun show.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing too. I can just go to the next gun show. That's where I got my bullets from. You can get bullets. Yeah. So
how many bullets did you get the first time? How many bullets like?
100. 100.
Okay, so you definitely got to go back and get more, anyways.
Oh yeah, I got more bullets today too. I got more bullets today. I got more bullets the other day. Huh?
Same ones?
No, different ones. It's same weight.
Same weight.
Different composite. I go by weight. A lot of people say, well, you have the weight and the composition will be the same. Not necessarily. If you're shooting below 1,000 feet per second, it doesn't matter if it's lead or copper jacketed.
All right. So is there a difference now in between the ones that you got now and the ones you had before?
Well, I have lighter bullets. I do have lighter bullets, which I shot today and had no problems either with the same amount of powder.
So you had two different setups. You had two different setups?
I have lighter bullets with semi-wad cutters, and then I had heavier bullets that I use, and then I use 158 grains, my go-to weight.
That's your go-to? Oh, you got a go-to weight right now. My bad, Chris. Back up. You got a go-to weight. High five, bro.
Hey, you're weird.
I'm sizing you big time, Chris. Chris got a go-to weight.
He's lunching.
Yeah.
Does that work in that situation? No.
Okay, you know what? Here, I got lucky because When I grabbed the bullets, I didn't look at the weight. I saw me being stupid. I picked up bullets. 30 it says 38 special 357 Magnum. Picked it up. That's what I did. And then I looked at the weight later and said, 158. This may be a little bit too heavy. Then when I was shopping powders, that was when I was looking around, and then I saw that the powder I chose is actually works well with this. It hit right on the mark. 158 grain. And it had and there's powder measure for that weight of bullet. So I was like, perfect. But I went ahead and experimented and I did the lighter bullet too, and same thing.
I was gonna say, did you do a couple different impressions already?
I'm sorry, say that again. One at a time.
No, I was gonna say, did you already experiment with making a couple of hotter rounds? Then, because you said you could barely feel the recoil on that one.
9 grain. I'm gonna stick with 9 grain for a while. The reason is that I'm gonna get diminishing returns. I can go 10 grain, but 357 Magnum though, I loaded 14 grains in 357 Magnum. Those things kicked a little bit more. Okay, those things did kick, but it didn't.
How many setups did you take to the range?
I took 6 rounds of 357 Magnum. I took 6 rounds of light 125 grain, and then I took 15 rounds of 158, the copper jacket ones. Of these, these are those are my standard right here. These ones I'm making.
Camera's off.
Oh,
my camera is not
Let's
off.
see your go-to. Let's see your go-to weight.
That's his go-to bullet right there.
This is my go-to bullet right here. This is it's taper jacket.
Wad cutter, truncated.
It's truncated, but it's not a wad cutter. It's just.
What would the difference be in a wad cutter? I thought
wad cutter is only lead, because you can make lead flat. And then if you shoot wad cutter or semi-wad cutter on paper, it would make a clean hole. If you shoot a bullet at a paper, it feels like it. Like it.
Well, that one will too, won't it? Though, even though it's cut jacketed, it'd probably put a little cleaner hole.
Yeah, it'll put a cleaner hole.
Yeah.
But let's just say this: you can shoot a rope.
Oh, right. Okay. It's literally, that's what it's called, the wad cutter. Literally, you can cut something with it because it's flat. And it's like the lead will cut and bite into it, whereas I'm with you.
Yeah. So that's my that's what I got formulated. I started with the rifle. That's the first thing I started. Just if the rifle can take more punishment than any of my pistols, even my cowboy gun. So I tried it with that. When I realized there's barely any recoil, I went straight to I shot it in my cowboy gun, the both 30 Special 357 Magnum. No problem with that. Then I had three rounds left, and I shot in my snubby. And that even it's because there was barely any recoil on that. That's a good one. I might look for light bullets with for self-defense round later. I need to get like a hollow point later with a light hollow point bullet.
You gotta get those chronometers or whatever things now.
Yeah, later I'm gonna get a chronometer because of course I want to know how chronograph because I want to see how fast these guys are. Just according to data, it's like 800 to 900 feet per second under 2,000.
So that would be the big advantage too. You can make some wicked cheap self-defense rounds. I mean, that's where the money savings is, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
Because how much more are you going to pay for a hollow point bullet itself versus the full metal jacket? And you're realizing it.
Penny and a half.
It's $20 for like $25 for 25 bucks for 25 rounds. It's like 24. It's like almost like a.
So how much would hollow points cost to buy in bulk for you to reload versus full metals? Do you know? Like 100 hollow points versus 100. Yeah. What's the difference?
Let me take a look. Just a second here.
Because it's neat because you can actually buy the Hornady ones and there you go. I mean, there's the bullet. You're buying the actual thing that makes that bullet what it is.
Yeah. Let me take a look and see how much.
Because I'm curious. Because that's where you'd save the money, right? I mean, it's assuming you like to, but that would allow you to actually then practice with hollow points, which you never would do, nor would I, that much. but it'd be neat for you to be able, with your carry gun, to practice with the ammo you're carrying.
I'd have to bump up my what do you call this? The greens of my
well, that would be
powder.
a project. I would say you'd have a project there. You'd be like, okay, now I'm going to focus on my carry loads, and you would probably do a lot of testing, and then you'd want that chronograph so you know what you actually were really doing, not just what it felt like.
Hey, Chris, I got a question. Since you guys were talking about earlier, since the powder that you're using is like a slower burning powder, I don't know, or whatever. You guys were somewhat questionable about the powder that you were using. Did that leave your barrel dirtier, or?
I will have unburnt powder, but not any dirtier.
Okay.
I have some unburnt powder. Like when I unloaded it, some grains came out, basically.
Really?
Why does that happen? You'd think that wouldn't even be possible. You know what I mean?
Is it just a little bit, or like?
Well,
yeah,
the thing is,
that's what I understand.
Being slow, the first flash is gonna go ahead and push that out, push all that whatever powder out. But because there's a lot of there's a lot of powder in that. Unlike say pistol powders, right? Which is faster burning, which is really fast burning. You have a lot more of this powder in the casing, and so the rear ones would go off, but then there'll be like maybe a little bit of fuel at the leading edge where right behind the bullet that won't.
See, it's kind of interesting when you're saying stuff, because like when I know was it IDPA or whatever, they test the velocity for the minimum, maximum power classes. When they go to shoot the pistols to test everybody's rounds, they take the bullet and they load it, and then they go like this to get all the powder back on the primer.
Yep.
And then so I would wonder if you'd probably want to try to do that too. Not that you, but I mean it seems kind of funny that you have to do that, but it's proven to them that they get a better powder or they get a maximum powder burn by doing that before they test it through the chrono, because it's putting the powder back in the shell, All
right, for example, right? Okay, this is right here. If I decide to just get a hollow point, lead hollow point. Okay,
oh yeah.
Which will work. I can get a lead hollow point bullets. Okay, so let's calculate this. So for example, lead hollow point bullets like this. For 200, I can get like let's just say with 100. 100 for $20.50. Okay. Yeah. Then I can go with what do they call this?
But I mean, I guess I'd like to see what like the Hornady ones. Oh, I guess those are right here.
There's Hornady. I have to go back.
You know what I mean? So like, I mean, would you want to use this as your self-defense? I guess you would, because it's hollow.
Well, no, actually, you know what? I just found Hornady XTP bullets are $20 for 100.
For 100, so that means they're 2 cents a piece, right? No, 20 cents.
That's 20 cents a piece, plus whatever it costs them in powder.
Okay, so but forget all the other stuff. How much is a Full Metal Jacket then?
Full Metal Jacket, like
no, Full Metal Jacket, just a solid. So how much you put?
Like $15 for 100.
Okay, so it's really cheap then. I mean, you're talking. I would try to go that way. That would be cool, because I remember watching a couple of reloading videos. People were they got a really good deal on the Hornady, the Zombie, which is just VMAX. But he said, yeah, I'm loading VMAX round. On 223. Because they got a stellar deal on that particular bullet.
And the good thing about this is
stockpile to be all that. That would be awesome,
And the good thing about this is that you can use either or. You can use the one bullet for 357 Magnum 2.
Oh, so, that's crazy. Yeah, so you can, right?
So that even makes it 357 even more cheaper, because both bullets are the same. Both weights are the same.
That's awesome. That's pretty crazy. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I use this exact same bullet on my 357 Magnum loads. Same exact bullet.
That's great. So that gives you that advantage right there, too. I like that.
Yeah. Very accurate, too. I was shooting, it was only 65 feet, but I was doing headshots with iron sights, and I kept it in the head. None of my rounds went outside the head, center. So, and I can barely see that shit with my eyes. And I still was able to hit. So, I was probably I was probably doing mostly around 900 feet per second. But you know what? 45 ACP is what 800 feet per second normally.
Yeah.
And
850.
and that'll kill somebody. And that'll kill somebody. So ain't no joke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it may not be that fast, but with 357 Magnum with a lot more powder pressure towards it, you know, it'll knock somebody down. So, but yeah, that's it. I mean, I made my bullets. I'm gonna post my video today, and
Congrats,
Congrats. Yeah.
I got lucky. I got lucky on a lot of these things. So you know, picked out the powder. I still got a few. I made a few mistakes though, like this one right here, where I didn't know how to.
That was your first one?
Properly.
That was the first one?
This was my very first one right there.
That's a poor little thing.
I pushed
Make it a necklace.
This is like a Nagant.
Exactly. That poor little guy. Look at that face.
I don't know if I can shoot this too, but I don't want to.
No, fuck that's serious setback. But you didn't crimp it though.
Huh?
You didn't crimp that though, right? So.
No.
Would you normally have crimped after that? If it's set right?
No, the minute I seeded it, the minute I realized I fucked up.
So that would mean it probably would come out easier too if it's not crimped. So.
Yeah.
But it's still, you're creating a different pressure because it's down that low, right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah. This one is another mistake. You wouldn't notice it, but there's no powder in here.
You missed the step. You missed the step.
Would you shake them all so you can hear it? Yeah.
No, I waited. And it was
okay. Right. I did that today too, actually. Trying to find out the difference.
But I ordered one of those bullet pulling hammers.
Oh, so you didn't have one of those? I thought you had one of those.
I almost bought one today at Cabela's for $20. No, I had one at Cabela's.
I bought one for $20. I have it. I ordered it from Amazon, so I'll just wait for that. And yeah, I'll get one of those, and I'll be able to fix that mistake. But I'm just I use this as a template. I use this with my calipers right here. I just like what's my usual size? Like how what my usual bullet will be, so it's all standard. And
I see. You got a dead round there, basically, a little bit safer round there. Yeah, I got you.
So basically,
you should mark it so you don't forget and lose it.
No, I'm gonna pull. No. My the other one that I use for measuring is this one. I intended this to be a sample round because there's no primer.
There you go. Yeah, you should.
I intended this to be my measuring round. Yeah, but no, I just look at it. There's no primer, so that's how I see it. And my length for these is 1.47, 1.46 inches. That's my standard for that type of bullet. I just wish I can find more of these because I found this at the gun show. These bullets right here. It's all gun show. Yeah, it'll be December for the next one. So
I got one in 2 weeks, Chris. I plan to get like 90% of my AR pistol that day. Maybe about like 80% of it. Yeah, I plan to pick it all up. Then I gotta wait for October.
Better not let me finish mine before you finish yours.
Dog, like I have to wait till October. October 1st is gonna be. October 1st is the first anniversary day of whatever of the Maryland Assault Weapons ban, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to order like at least 2 parts off the internet.
There you go.
The bolt.
You gotta get this thing complete before the middle of October, because shit's coming down, man.
Oh, trust me.
I need mine. It's a little mini obsession now, but I know it's gonna take so long for them to send that stupid lower.
So
3 weeks.
Ever since the assault weapons ban, has crime miraculously gone down in your state?
It actually has. Gun crime has gone down 25% in the first 6 months.
Oh, great. Now they're going to use it as a victory.
They have. They've been toting that joint big time.
They've inflated it themselves with agent provocateurs prior to that. So.
Well, here's the thing, though. Arizona has. You know what? Here's the reverse, though. In Arizona, ever since 2010, constitutional carry, we have almost no restrictions on guns. Our crime has not gone up. Any more than it has for like the last 20 years.
Chris, you should move to my state to make it safer.
I'm going to end up selling all my guns except for my cowboy guns. I'm going to end up with a nice cowboy gun selection if I move to your state. Mostly, I'm going to trade in my AKs for a couple of lever guns, and everything is going to be a revolver. That's what's gonna happen. If I ever get forced to go to like California or other Nazi state, I'm gonna end up, owning revolvers and liver guns. That's it.
Bury the good stuff.
I'm building an AR pistol in my state. That's about as good as it gets.
Can't have a rifle, huh? Just a pistol.
You can't. You can buy a heavy barrel AR, and what's funny is the heavy barrel AR is cash and carry, no wait period.
That's just whack, dude. Not get any sense.
Why? Okay, so heavy barrel.
That makes no sense.
It doesn't.
It's literally, what is the logic behind that? I mean, at all.
Do they think that
your receiver has to be marked H-bar, and it has to have a heavy
which is
barrel.
what, heavy barrel, right? That's what H-bar really means. Now, what? Why?
No. Here's the thing. Here's my theory on that. Because Maryland politicians think that there's no criminals don't like to go target shooting.
Yes. They don't want to.
Heavy barrels are only meant for target shooting.
Withstand rapid fire. Let's allow that. Come on.
They think what do you call it? Criminals don't go out to the range to try to perfect their groups. They think they just hip fire.
So my AR pistol lower, I had to do a 7-day wait period, but the other giant,
yeah,
I did it.
That's crazy.
But you know what else is interesting? Like the way how I'm building this AR pistol. You know what I found out? If I can order a blank Glock, let's just say, I don't know, whatever size you want to pick, the baby one, right? Because it comes in 2 calibers, and the frame's not technically marked unless it comes with a fucking model. So if I can get one that's unmarked and comes with no pieces, that doesn't have a model number on it, I can build whatever model Glock I want. I just have to have.
But can you? Because that came up tonight on. They were talking about that on that gun channel chat with like you can't just buy a blank frame from Kel-Tec. That's what he was saying.
We'll put it like this: Kel-Tec may not sell it that way, but doesn't the Glock store sell it like that? Because they build their shit. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I've seen just frames for sale, and obviously you can buy a slide right off of eBay for crying out loud. So
a slide, but I'm talking about a frame with no rails.
So no rails.
Actually, no, because the rails have to be in there. But no trigger
they don't.
group.
They're metal, aren't they? And they go. That's an aftermarket piece you can put in. No.
I have no idea.
See, on the XD, my rear rails are polymer, so they're part of the deal. So I don't know if that would make that any different. There's just metal rails in the front.
Frame gutless. It's gutless. It doesn't matter what the rails have because the rails are the same for whatever model. So honestly, the rails don't care if it's attached to the frame. It just can't come with a model number on the frame. And it has to be virgin and gutless.
So, whatever.
Actually, it probably doesn't have to be gutless.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is, does it matter, or are you not allowed to buy a Glock or something? I mean, no, just that way. Like, I don't care about getting an 80% lower.
That way I can buy a Glock without having to get my FOID card in my state, kind of.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. There's a reason for doing it.
Yes, because I have so far refused to participate in that.
Because I don't care about, like, the whole, 80% lower, whatever.
FOID cards are like registration. I'm sorry, to me that's...
It is. I mean, it's not like, it is. There's no question about it. So, it's ridiculous, redunculous.
It's like, hi, I'm a gun owner. Good. So that means when we decide to fuck you over, we'll just kick your door down. We got enough FOID cards. All right, let's go ahead and do legislation. All guns to be confiscated. Kick the doors down. We got the list of people with guns. Round them up. Put in concentration camps. I don't know. Maybe in a couple of months here. Maybe for Christmas I'll ask for a turret press as my as a gift, so I can I don't have to change dies all the time.
I don't really get lots of Christmas and birthday gifts because they help me out throughout the year. But it sure would be nice to get like a, hey, here's this. Here's a $300 at Brownells. That would be awesome. I get
like $100 to $150 for Cabela's all the time from my parents. So
that's a cool thing, I like that.
Because they know I'm a gun guy, so they like that.
I mean, it allows you to do exactly what you want, and it's like, Nice.
You know what I get? I get breakfast cooked by my dad and like dinner cooked by my mom. And that's
Yeah,
what
my
I
dad,
get
like,
for his
you know, my
birthday.
dad,
That's it.
he's renowned for like slipping me $100 bill and just say, "Hey, happy birthday, I love you." You know, so it's like that's cool, Dad. You know, I appreciate that. You know, we just have so many nieces and nephews and stuff, and we're not all together at Christmas because we're spread out. So it's more just buy for the nieces and nephews, and that's it, pretty much.
See, that's a good thing about my family is that it's only me, my dad, my stepdad, my mom, and my brother in the immediate area, so we don't have anybody else to worry about.
Right, so you just get 3 gifts.
Yep.
That's great. You get 3 and buy 3.
Here's the thing, though. I do miss a time when in the Philippines I had like 20 gifts for Christmas when I was a kid. It's like I just had, even though they were cheap toys, they were still, one night, once I remember a long time ago, because our clan was when my grandma was still alive, we have clan gatherings, not just family gatherings, clan gatherings. That's like 30 to 40 people in the same house celebrating Christmas and New Year's. And one night they kept trying to, Santa Claus is coming, better stay away from the front of the house. We didn't have chimneys, so get the hell out. Santa Claus is coming. Get the hell out. Get away from the front of the house. So okay, Santa Claus just left, and then he told me to go to the front of the house. There were plastic bags of toys hung on in the Philippines. All windows are caged, so getting robbed. But we're all hung on the outside cage of the window.
Yeah,
and then it's like, so apparently Santa Claus shops at the local grocery stores because there's all nothing but shopping bags in there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, he was recycling,
Yeah, but then,
My parents used to do that. My dad was so cool. Like, I still remember this one Christmas. It was like 78, and I came into the living room, and my dad had 2 lightsabers, one for me, one for my sister. And it's like, she probably wasn't even really into Star Wars, but they had this living room all set up. The lightsabers were lit up, and these are back in the 1970s. And boy, the stockings were the best. My dad used to, the stockings. You get $200 worth of good stuff in there, and it was you open them first.
I hope you guys realize you guys made Ralph leave because.
No, Ralph left already. What?
He just disappeared because we're talking about Christmas.
Well, shoot, we were talking about other things too. It's not like we don't do that. It's not like we don't do that. What do they call this? My worst Christmas, one of my not worst, but it was just weird because I had my wish was a bunch of toy robots from Japan, right? Back then, like die cast.
I got lots of that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all I got was a bunch of plastic toys. I forgot what they were, but and a note that says, "I'm sorry, Santa does not have money this year."
See. Yep, I know that goes.
Yeah, my best Christmas, I got a lot of shit. My not so best Christmas, I had good enough toys, but
See, my dad, we were living in New Hampshire, but he would go to New York once a month to visit his doctor and to pick up supplies for the restaurant. So he would go to FAO Schwartz, and he'd get all the best crap. I was so psyched. I always had all these wicked cool die-cast, like the Dinky brand die-cast miniature F4 Phantoms and shit. I was a spoiled little mother.
Hey, have y'all seen hey, Nothing Fancy just put up a video 4 minutes ago beating the Russians, the Century Arms Zastava M70 AKs, and he has a picture of an underfolder. All bot.